Good evening and welcome to Channel 54 Sports. I'm Robert Taylor along with Donald Klein and Mike Ross on the camera. And tonight we bring you football action between the Paul Pewitt Brahmas and the Falcons of Brookshire Royal. This is the Texas Bowl for the Class 2A Division I State Championship game. This is the whole enchilada. This is for all the marbles. This is the big game you dream about having. Tonight we're at Pennington Field in Hurst Euless Bedford ISD. A great stadium and a cool night. We start out the night with temperatures in the 40s. And it's a clear sky. Started out cloudy today, but ended up with a nice, beautiful sky. And all the heat that was here has kind of evaporated, and so we're going to have a fairly cool game. The wind's out of the north about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's not going to be much of a factor in the game. And this is what you dream about as a coach when you take over a program and build it. And also as a player when you begin football in the 7th grade and at the start of each season. Paul Pewitt starts tonight's game with an 11-3 record, but a 9-game winning streak. After sailing through district play undefeated, the Brahmins started bi-district play by thrashing the Farmersville Farmers 47-21. They then proceeded to the regional semifinals and shut out Scurry Rosser 35-0. The next week saw the regional championship game end with a come-from-behind, hold-them-out, pass interception victory over Boyd Yellow Jackets, and the final score there was 38-32. Last week, Paul Pewitt enjoyed a relatively easy game in the state semifinals against Canadian and beat them by a score of 55-19. Leading the way for the Brahmins and their running attack out of the wing tee is the quartet of Jeremy Wilkerson at quarterback, Kenny Boyd at halfback, Ben Johnson at fullback, and Hercules Tarver from his end position. Wilkerson has rushed for 940 yards this year and has scored 17 touchdowns in the process. He has passed for 491 yards and 7 TDs also. And amazingly enough, you have a good quarterback making lots of yards and passing the ball and making completions. He also leads the team in tackles from his linebacker spot on defense. An unusual combination for a quarterback linebacker. He has 130 tackles at the linebacker position. Boyd, however, has 1,743 yards rushing, and he's got 26 TDs on the year. Following him is Johnson with 1,099 yards rushing, and he's got 13 TDs to his credit. For receptions, Tarver has 22 receptions for 403 yards, and he's got all 7 of the touchdown passes. Brookshire Royal also depends on their running game. They run out of an I formation, run a little option and a toss sweep, and they have a blue chip running back. The Falcons made it to this game by riding a 12-game win streak. They lost to three-time state champion Sealy the beginning game of the year. And then when they got into district, they have an 18th district. They finished with a 7-0 record out of their district. They moved to number 1 in the poll ratings in the JBC Pigskin Prep ratings in the 3rd week, and they have not relinquished that spot since then. After taking care of their 7 district opponents, the Falcons won their bi-district game by winning a high-scoring affair, 53-39 over Schulenburg Shorthorns. The regional semifinal game against Troy resulted in a 35-7 win. The regional championship game was a 28-8 win over Comfort. And last week, just kind of like Paul Pewitt in the Boyd game, the Brookshire Royal Falcons had to come from behind. They spotted Mart a 21-7 lead and ended up winning the game 23-21. The Falcons are led by their own Tarver. This time it's Thomas Tarver. The young man's a blue chip prospect and has 3,031 yards on the season, 42 TDs. Last week, well, is that for the year or season? If that's for the season, that's a lot of yards.
Yeah, 3,000 yards in 1 year.
Well,
Only like the 12th player in Class 2A to ever do that, Robert.
That means they're going to depend on him a lot. You will see the ball in his hands a bunch. That's 3,000 yards in 1 season, 42 TDs. They are a high-scoring, potent offense. Last week he had 184 yards, and Mart's a great defensive squad. And he had 126 of those yards in the 3rd quarter alone. It'll be a speed-on-speed contest and the looks of a great game. Donald, we have already seen one great game here today as Dangerfield won their semifinal contest over the Childress Bobcats by a score of 21-10 and will now take on It's going to be Newton, the Newton Eagles, and they are going to play at Homer Bryce Stadium in Nacogdoches next Saturday at 3 o'clock. And if Fox Sports Southwest does not carry the game, then Channel 54 will be able to carry the game on a tape delay basis. And at this time, it looks possible that Channel 54 will be able to cover that game. However, we're here tonight. Paul Pewitt is going from a start of a 2-3 season as far as the record was concerned after losing to 3 good, solid 3A teams, and now will look to play the state championship game. And I saw them whenever they played Mount Vernon, and they were a great team. It was a win by Mount Vernon, but it was one of those that everybody played their hearts out and nothing was carried off the field. They left the game on the field, and what a tremendous game it was. And the fact that if Mount Vernon won it, I don't think that's a big deal. Right now, they're playing for the state championship, and they might have learned a lot and had a lot of heart from that game, as well as the ones with Lyndon Kildare. And you know, you learn from losses sometimes, and you learn what kind of character you're made of. They knew they had to get a good preseason schedule, because moving down from 3A to 2A with the team that they had, they were moving into a district that was not a very powerful district. There were a lot of teams in there that were, you know, they took care of them in the first quarter and just relatively played the rest of the game as trying to get a lot of playing time out of the younger kids. So this game, I don't think you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to have to see everybody rise to the occasion. You're going to have to see them step up another level. And both teams coming into this looking for their first state championship game.
Well, this is going to be a great one. You know, Paul Pewitt started the season off as the preseason #1 in the state of Texas in Class 2A. And, you know, they've dropped a little bit with those 3 hard losses to some, like you said, good 3A teams. But now you got Brookshire Royal Falcons here that are in the state championship game against Paul Pewitt, ranked #1 currently. You know, we talked about the Dangerfield game, power against speed. Robert, this is going to be a track meet.
It looks like it, as far as both teams have a good running attack. Now, they're mainly depending, Brookshire Royals mainly depending on their one big blue chip running back, and I would too. If he can't gain 3,000 yards in a season, I can guarantee you a lot of teams that are good teams can't get a player to go 3,000 yards, even if you're playing bad teams.
Yeah, I mean, he's not very big either. He's, you know, he comes in and he's 160 pounds. Thomas Tarver, number 40 for the Falcons, and he's hard to find behind the line. He's got some big guys in front of him, 225, 260, 210, 230, 290, and it's hard to find that young man back there. And sometimes when you find him, you're looking at his back, and you know, talking to everybody, he's got the kind of speed that if he gets by you, it's going to be hard to catch back up with him.
Well, that's the same thing. At least this is one of those where you can't say if they break past the line of scrimmage, they get into the secondary, that he can't be caught. I think both teams can chase each other down, but it's a matter of breaks. It's a matter of who wants it the most and field position. And here we come with I think they've got a helicopter coming in here at this point. So we had heard that there's possibility they're going to bring Santa Claus in for the coin flip. And up here out of the left corner, you'll see a helicopter coming in. And we have somebody down there directing the traffic. So you're in for a treat right here just to see a helicopter land in the middle of a football field. What a deal, what a treat for everyone just to see a helicopter come in and land on the field.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen this. I've seen helicopters land, but not on football fields.
Well, and parachuters, you know, you sometimes see a parachuter come in with a football or something, but they got Santa Claus. He's here for an early visit for both the Paul Pewitt Brahmas and the Brookshire Royal Falcons, and it will be Santa Claus because whoever wins this is going to have an early Christmas present.
Yeah, like you talked about it earlier, when you're in 7th grade and you start developing your chemistry with your guys that you grow up with, and you play and you know you bleed, you sweat, you share the tears with and the joys with, and to come up here and to be seniors or juniors and feel like you've got to where a state championship. I mean, you know, there's so many kids that don't get this chance, and you just want to take advantage of it when you can. And 2 real great programs, you know, pretty large 2A schools. I know that Brookshire Royal just moved down, and as did Paul Pewitt before they were Class 3A. And so there were a couple of larger schools in the Class 2A division, but that's not going to take anything away because these are 2 fine football teams.
Well, Santa and his elf have made their entrance into Pennington Field here in Bedford, and he's trying to rouse the crowds, and seems we've gotten a great response from everybody. And so the captains move toward the center of the field now, flanked by players, and it's about 3 minutes away from kickoff, and we have a great contest in store for you, or at least it's billed to be that way. And this is for the Texas Bowl, as they call it now, the state championship game, and this is in Division I of Class 2A. You know, there's a lot of things that we could say along the way, a lot of breaks for both teams. The come from behind victory for Paul Pewitt over Boyd, and then they had to snare an interception about the 2-yard line in order to preserve the victory. And then last week, Brookshire Royal found itself in a position that it probably hadn't been in all year long, aside from the first game against Sealy, and that is being behind by a 21-7 score. And to come back and win that one over a Mart team who was highly rated in the state for the year. And now we're looking at a clash of two speed demons with coin toss. Santa looking on. We'll find out here quickly who's going to get the first possession of the ball and a chance to display their speed on the offensive side. There's the flip.
That's to go to the turf, and the referee will stand in.
We'll see if they called it right. This will be like the NFL. What did he say? What did he say?
He ain't seen any signs.
Well, it looks like Brookshire Royal's going to get the first chance to go on offense. They elect to receive, and Paul Pewitt will kick from the north end of the field as they will take and elect to put the wind at their back here in the first quarter. And we're just a few minutes away from the kickoff, and so we have some sponsors that are bringing you this game, and this is from Omaha, Paul Pewitt, and we enjoy the chance to broadcast this game. Those sponsors for tonight's game are McKellar's Medicine Chest Pharmacy of Mount Pleasant, Gladewater National Bank of Omaha Branch, Roswell Feeds of Omaha, B&L Tires of Omaha, Morris County National Bank of Naples, S-Mart of Omaha, Frederick G. Sperry, DDS of Omaha, Gray's Marine of Omaha, Ray Thigpen Insurance of Omaha, Brahma Foods of Omaha, First National Bank of Hugh Springs, the Omaha office, John Paul Jones Motors of Naples, Duncan's Furniture of Omaha, and Freddie's Auto Repair of Omaha. We appreciate those sponsors making this telecast possible for this state championship game. Right now, looks like Santa's gotten back into his, I guess, 1990s version of the sleigh, and will be leaving the field following his coin toss.
It's quite an upgrade from Rudolph in the sleigh, but it's probably a lot quicker. So the electricity here is, I guess, as it should be in a state championship game. This is it. You want to be the team that finished the season with the win, Robert.
Sure do.
And there's only going to be one in Division I, 2A. And it's going to be one of these clubs.
Yeah, you can go to overtime and in, so there is going to be a definite winner come out of this game. And right now, we'll take time out at this point, and we will wait for the national anthem to be completed, and we'll return to action after this. And we're back to action here to start the game. Paul Pewitt will be kicking off to start the game. The electricity, you can just feel it in the air and see it in the crowd. They are anxious to get this game started. A lot of pregame hype. A lot of talk probably about each team's running ability, and now a chance to display it on the field. And so the coaches have gone through all their pregame spiel, all their week-long workouts, preparation for this game, and I'm sure the adrenaline is flowing through each and every one of those kids as well as the coaches down there on the field. Donald, it's going to be one of those that is built up to be a great game. If it leads up to the billing, like you said earlier, it could be a track meet. And then again, I've seen some track meets turn out to be some defensive barn burners, so we'll just have to wait and see what the action brings tonight.
Well, you'll see from the Brookshire Royal side, talking to their folks, they basically have an offensive team and a defensive team. Being even a 2A school, they have kids that play offense, and then they got kids that play defense, maybe one that plays both. On the other hand, Omaha Paul Pewitt, most of their guys go both ways. Talking to their coaches, they don't think that's going to be a problem because they've done it all year.
And we're underway, a little squib kick. Again, everybody worried about speed. Here comes one little bit of speed right now to get a shot. What a hit. Number 99 for the Paul Pewitt Brahmins. We'll have to try to find. We're not used to these kids' names, and I'm not sure it's 99, but it was a heck of a hit, whoever it was. I saw a 9 on the end of it. What a hit.
Maybe an 89 Jeremy Cobbin.
It could have been. It was a heck of a shot. That's the first plaster of the game, one of those decleaters.
Yeah,
and so from the 41-yard line, Brookshire Royal comes out, and this time instead of their I formation, they're in trips left with the one back being Tarver, Thomas Tarver, in motion. And now the toss, and they're going to get the quarterback into blocking action, and he's pulled up here. A great run by the defensive personnel, number 33 for Paul Pewitt.
Ben Johnson, the cornerback, came up and made the initial contact, held on, wait till his buddies got over there, and that's only going to be about a 2-yard gain, Robert.
And number 17, Jimmy Wilkerson, also in there to help in on a tackle. So both teams, you can see right now, it's lightning quick to the ball.
Yeah, and you got to get lightning quick to the ball if you're going to catch number 40, Thomas Tarver, 3,000-yard runner this year alone.
2nd and 8 for Brookshire as they go back to the trips formation again. The 5-man front for the Brahmins, and they toss sweep to the left. They're going to try to cut it back down. He takes a run, and he's going to make it up to about the 49-yard line. He's going to be fairly close to first down, but not quite, I don't think, for a spot. Depends on the left foot, right foot spot. They're going to give it to the referee over there, and from our vantage point,
looks like he may want to measure.
They're going to measure, but it looks just a little short from here, but we're way up here, so.
Yeah. He says we're going to get it right. We're going to take a little time here. We're going to see how far, or if it is, in fact, the first down.
And the way they do the sticks nowadays, they make the measurement at the field line, and then they move back off the field. So you could be back just a ways from where you really would be marking it at the field. So bringing it on and stretching the chain could be about 2 or 3 inches either way.
That's about what they got left, 2 or 3 inches there, Robert.
Third and about 2 to 3 inches with only 1 minute gone here in the game. 11 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Well, see what Thomas Tarver took that ball for the Falcons and just headed for the line. And I don't know if Pewitt saw him until he was about 3 or 4 yards deep. And then he actually used his momentum, carried himself forward, really close to the first down, 3rd down and inches here for the Falcons.
That's right. You can see why he is a blue chip prospect. Right now, he has displayed pretty good talent just on 2 plays. Out of an I formation, offset the fullback. Real tight formation up there. Quarterback's going to run with the ball, and he's knocked back, but I think they're going to spot it forward progress for a first down.
First down, yeah. That's number 3, Yvonne Vaughn.
It's either Yvonne or Ivan Vaughn, but he's enough for the first down off the quarterback sneak. And so the first down of the game goes to the Brookshire Falcons as they take just this first possession, and after a squib kick had good field position and now a first down.
Yeah, they're in Paul Pewitt territory at the 48.
Well, they break. We've been kind of seeing the I formation, expecting the I formation. Now they spread them out, and they've got twins both sides, and the lone setback still being Tarver. Now in motion, you'd expect to come this way out of the action. And a toss sweep, and there he is, and he does head north and south, but a big play by number 44.
That's going to be Jarvis Hill.
He comes in and gets him around the ankles and drops him for what looked like a good-sized gain, potentially, for just a little more than a yard on this one, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Jarvis Hill, he's a 190-pound junior. Came up and just made an ankle tackle, and that was a nice play. Only allowed him to get about a yard and a half. Going to bring up 2nd down. 2nd
down and 9. And for the Paul Pewitt defense, there's only 3 seniors out here, 1 sophomore and 7 juniors. So they still have some young players out there getting lots of experience in a state title game. Now back to the I formation, flank to the left side, 2 tight ends.
Calling out an audible or a play.
And they run out of time, 0 on the clock, and so they're going to lose 5 yards before they get the snap off, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and about 14 yards to go for the Brookshire Royal Falcons.
Yeah, he was going to get the play off, Robert, and he called something to the right and to the left, and took those valuable seconds that he needed. That's going to back him up 5, bring up 2nd down about 13 to 14.
13, about 14 yards by the sticks over there. So delay a game. And whatever he saw, he just found it a little too late, and the audible came a little too late and cost him 5 yards. So that gives Paul Pewitt a little more breathing room. They have to make 14 yards instead of 10. Back to the same formation they were in, 2 tight ends, I formation. Flank way to the left side. Still calling out the signals at the line. There's an audible and a toss sweep. And here he comes. He's going to get to the outside, turn back in. Oh, and he had a host of them there. They're going to have some more people tackling. And he's going to make about 3 yards, I guess. He's going to get back to about 3rd down and 11 to go. He had several Paul Pewitt Brahmas bounce off of him early on.
Yeah, initial contact made by Hercules Tarver, 200-pound junior linebacker, number 9. And then again on the assistants there was number 44, Jarvis Hill.
Well, we hope not to butcher anybody's name tonight, but we're just not too used to calling out the Paul Pewitt names. So we apologize if there is any mistake in the names or in calling out these numbers. He picked up about 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. I formation flank to the right. Paul Pewitt defense checking in on the backs. They're going to just run, toss, sweep. They're going to come back, move it to the outside. Pretty good run, but not enough for the 1st down, and so we're going to get
the ball's on the ground. Referee throws his beanbag in there.
Yeah, the beanbag. The back's up here about the 41, but the ball's back about the 45. So stripped of the ball and a break for the Falcons as they regain possession at the 45-yard line. Will bring up 4th down and 7 to go.
We don't know. We don't know much about the Falcon offense except that they can run the ball really well. But right now they're just trying to get outside the cornerbacks of the Paul Pewitt defense, and right now the cornerbacks are turning them back into the linebacker defensive end help, and it's working.
Well, I venture to guess neither team has seen quite the speed on the other side of the ball that each other possesses, and so this could be a big battle. Boom, there's a fairly nice punt. Down to the, it's going to let it go, and it bounces sideways, and he's into the end zone, and it's, are they going to down it? Now, he touched it out there a little bit. Now that's good. They should call it. His feet and body were in the end zone.
He grabbed the ball, and he had contact with the ball, and his feet crossed the goal line, and that's automatic touchback. That was a heck of a try there.
Yes, it was. And it almost put Paul Pewitt in a big hole to start the game with. But a breath of fresh air, I guess if you call it right now, getting out to the 20-yard line instead of starting inside your 1.
Right.
So we turn around now and we see speed on the other side of the ball. There's 3 backs that Paul Pewitt basically runs out of their wing tee. Wilkerson at quarterback, Ben Johnson, and Tarver at the other back. And we have a jump here, and we're going to lose 5 yards to begin with before we get the first snap off. I think we're just kind of looking across the line, a lot of jumping going on by the Brookshire Royal defense, and just those jitters just to start the game out with. You just kind of got to calm down, get the adrenaline out, and get into the flow of the game.
Yeah, Royal come in and they swap on the fly there, swap their linebacker and their tackle, and the right guard kind of bid on it. So who knows if it's a design play. Maybe they got what they wanted, maybe it was just accident. But 1st down and 15, but when you got kids like Johnson and Boyd and Wilkerson, you can get 15 quick, Robert.
You can. Out of wing left formation, split the right end. There's another motion, and they're doing a lot of jumping, and right now 10 yards, and you haven't even snapped the ball. 10 yards in penalties, and you haven't even snapped the ball. Again, it's just a matter of getting up there and not let that jumping defense get you to where you're not listening to the quarterback and the snap count.
Yeah, and we talk about pre-snap penalties. Those are tough to take, tough to swallow. And now you got 1st down and 20. You got some downs to get it back, but you got to go the other way.
7 minutes and 36 seconds here to go in the first quarter. The first possession by the Paul Pewitt Brahmas, and they have yet to take a snap and run a play. There's the toss sweep, and that's going to be good for about 3 yards, maybe up to about the 13-yard line. That'll be Tarver, or Kenny Boyd. That'll be Kenny Boyd out of the tailback position, number 25. Tarver running at the tight end position. I made a mistake talking about him being one of the backs when he's the receiver. But you'll have Ben Johnson at the fullback position carrying a lot up the middle, and Kenny Boyd mainly the one running to the outside.
Wilkerson pitched that one back to Boyd and took off and was going to lead him in the hole and lead him to payday, but he just got about 3 yards on the play. 2nd
and 17 out of the wing formation again, running the bootleg look. Tarver, Wilkerson back. He throws it. He finds a receiver at the 20-yard line, and that is Tarver, number 9, for Paul Pewitt. It gets them about 8 of the yards back, but they're facing 3rd and 10 now. And so they've got to find a 10-yard play here in their playbook here early in the first quarter.
Nice throw by the junior quarterback, number 17, Jimmy Wilkerson, throwing it from the left side, and looked like he had some pressure, but he stayed calm in there, got his shoulders up, hand high, and got the ball delivered. Good strike, and nice catch by Carver, number 9, 3rd and 10.
Out of a wing right formation, split the left end. You've got 10 yards to gain on this play. Brookshire Royal moving all over the place. They're going to be in there, and Wilkerson, he just does get away from some big hits as Brookshire Royal brought everybody but 2 looking for the pass play. And Wilkerson's lucky to hold on to the ball right there because he took one just right square in the chest as he turned around to look for the pass.
Yeah, number 65, Cesar Chavez, was the first one in there, and Wilkerson just had nothing to do with it. He tried to turn it up and got the ball, was able to fall on it. It's going to bring up 4th down. They're going to punt.
There you look like there's 9 men coming for the ball. So a punt by the Paul Pewitt Brahmas. And here they come. The ball's kind of off the side of foot. In fact, it's only a 5-yard punt to the 20-yard line. I don't know how that one went there. I thought it was off the side of his foot, but nobody got their hand on it. That thing just went to the left, or to the right, his right, and a 5-yard punt. And the first break of the game goes to the Brookshire Royal Falcons.
Yeah, that was number 17, the punter and quarterback, Jimmy Wilkerson. The left-footed kicker also throws with his left hand, and he just missed it. Almost missed the ball completely.
Must have dropped it a little bit wrong. All right, out of I formation, Brookshire Royal from the Paul Pewitt 20-yard line. I with a flanker to the right. Look down here and run the lead with Tarver. He's going to pick up 5 yards, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, they've been running wide the whole first series there, Robert, and then they ran that one up by the guard tackle area, and good gain of 5 yards. Going to set them up pretty good on the 15-yard line of the Brahmas.
So 2nd down and 5 on the second possession of the first quarter by the Falcons, and it came as a gift on the 20-yard line. Right now they go back to the I formation, flank wide to the right. 2 tight ends, a lot of beef on the right side of the line. And they're going to give it, they're going to work this young man until he's just worked over. It's going to be 1st and goal on about the 5-yard line, so give him 10 on that play. The young man has touched the ball every play that they've run.
Yeah, and again, they go to the right tackle guard area that time. Just right up the middle, got about, 10 yards on the play?
10 yards on that play. So he's got plenty of yards to start the game off with. I guess if he doesn't make any yards for the night, or if you look at the stats and the score, whatever the Brookshire Royal has, he probably has 99% of those yards. Again, out of the I formation. 1st and goal on the 5. The first serious threat by either team. Run the option look. Give the fullback. He drops the ball. And the ball's still being scrambled around with Paul Pewitt looking like they have the ball. And we'll have to wait for the official's spot. Who's got the ball? It's final guess go down at the bottom. And Paul Pewitt's walking off like they have possession of the ball.
They're going to get it
in the end zone and the 20-yard line. What a break for the Brahmas. So the second break of the game goes to the Brahmas.
Yeah, they handed the ball off to, was that number 40? No, that was number 30, Joey Lewis, 210-pound junior fullback. And
he just had the ball stripped right there at the goal line, and it just bobbled around, and there were a lot of Paul Pewitt Brahmas around there. And one of them was fortunate enough to fall on it, and either his legs or his own body was in the end zone with the ball, and so instead of that's the second time they avoided starting inside the 1-yard line. Great break for the Brahmas right now. Wing left, split the right end. And here they come running, and they hand off the hand sweep, a nice juke and a fake. Try to cut back, and that's going to go good against some teams, but right now, Brookshire Royal, you better just take it and head north and south, get what you can get.
Yeah, they tried to string it out to the left side, but what Brookshire Royal looks like they're doing is just bringing everybody up and running them through gaps and seeing if they can, cause some serious havoc in the backfield. And right now it's working.
It sure is.
It's ran very few positive plays so far.
Well, right now, you take a look at it. Whenever you see the handoff, you see a lot of red helmets and red jerseys in the backfield. And so adjustments are going to have to be made. Again, they're up there, and they'll probably dance around and move right before the snap. They're all coming, and there's a collision right there. The quarterback never even made it down to the handoff, and Wilkerson gets back to maybe about the 21-yard line. you talk about a swarming defense. I mean, they are in there, and they're in there quick.
Yeah, they're led by, on that play, by number 34, Jason Campos, and number 52, Christian Peak on the play. And they got a lot of motion before the snap of the ball, and and then they're just running through the gaps. It looks like
could be some of that motion is throwing the offensive line off on who their person is they're supposed to block. If by rule, making moves and changing the angles of the blocks at the last minute might be a problem. Stepping back, running the drop play, and the ball's on the ground, and Brookshire Royal comes up with the ball on the 21-yard line. So the next break of the game goes Brookshire Royal's way.
Well, Ben Johnson just took the draw play, handoff from Wilkerson, and just dropped the ball. And right there was Brookshire Royal player, picked it up, and here goes Brookshire Royal on the Pewitt 21-yard line.
Well, it looked like that play had some yardage to go. They didn't look like anybody from Brookshire Royal was around. But as he left, the whole play kind of looked funny from the start. I don't think everybody got off the line at the same time on the snap count. And as a result, Brookshire picks up the first down. They've been having gifts handed to them so far here in the first quarter out of the I formation. Give to the tailback. He's going to try it again. The last time they gave the ball, there's a face mask, I think, that I could see. So probably grasping the face mask, which is going to move it to the 10, which will give them another first down. But Thomas Tarver has carried all but one time, and the one time he didn't carry it, they fumbled the ball.
Yeah, turnover, but I'm sure there's a lot of jitters. These kids are playing for, state championship here. They got to be nervous. We played almost the whole first quarter, and we had some balls on the turf, and some pre-snap penalties, but it's still a pretty exciting ball game.
0-0, 2 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the second serious threat posed by the Brookshire Royal Falcons out of the I formation. I assume Thomas Tarver will get the ball. It's just a matter of which way he's going to go to get it. And they run the fake down there. The quarterback's going to keep it, and he breaks back, and 6 points. Touchdown, Brookshire Royal, with 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
That's Yvonne Vaughn, number 3. The 145-pound senior, he takes it in he fakes to the fullback, and it was going to follow him and just cut back left. I don't know if it's overseen by the linebackers, but he just cut back, made a nice cut, went in from 10 yards out for the touchdown. Now Brookshire Royal sets up to do the extra point, and Paul Pewitt's going to jump off sides. As the flags come in, we'll see if they were baited across or not. Number 5, let's see, they may change their mind here. Brookshire Royal is going to go for 2 here with only being 1.5 yards away, Robert. They're going to go for 2.
Well, I think when I have a 3,000-yard rusher, I think he's good for about 1.5 yards.
You would hope so.
Right now, Paul Pewitt just got to get rid of the jitters. They've been giving Brookshire Royal all sorts of opportunities here in the first quarter. They've just kept them at bay until this one. And now 6-0 lead by the Falcons. They draw first blood here in this state final contest.
Yeah, Pewitt just looks a little bit out of sorts, but they've had a chance to come back before in these playoffs and have succeeded in that. So we'll look for him to step up here. And
out of the I formation, they're going to run the option. He's not going to get it from 1.5 yards out, but there's a fumble. I don't know if they can score on a fumble.
He recovered, I believe, didn't he?
I'm not sure, but unless he recovers it, I don't think he can score it. Even if it's recovered, you cannot fumble into the end zone unless you recover your own fumble.
Right.
So from 1.5 yards, the Paul Pewitt Brahmas snuff out the opportunity for the Falcons. And so what they thought was good for 1.5 yards was good enough for about 1 yard, and that's about all. So the point after a 2-point attempt fails. And so the score is 6-0 in favor of the Brookshire Royal Falcons with only 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in a fairly rapid moving first quarter. I guess when both teams run the ball as much as they do, that you're going to see that clock run fairly quickly.
Yeah, on the 2-point try, the left side of the Pewitt defense stepped up, got in the backfield, a lot like what the Falcons have been doing on Pewitt's offense, and that's where they got the penetration, was able to stop him, like I said, 1/2 yard short.
Well, sometimes you can put away your ideas of a pass play at 1.5 yards. If you've got a 3,000-yard runner I think you have a good idea it's going to be a run of some sort. So just attack the line of scrimmage.
Now, number 7, is it 52 or 72? All right.
Number 32.
32.
They have two potential kickers right here. Number 32 is the one approaching the ball at this time.
Curtis Thomas.
And he kicks it down here to the 30-yard line, and a fair catch called by the Paul Pewitt Brahmas, number 37 for Paul Pewitt.
James Gilmore.
Fair catch at the 31-yard line, and that's a fairly good spot to start with. That's the best spot they've had all game to start their first snap of the ball.
Yeah, we'll see if the Pewitt coaches make a change on the fly here and try to attack this attacking defense. I mean, they're just running through gaps and trying to make havoc, and see what Pewitt has for them on this series of downs.
Well, I can understand why Brookshire Royal has won as many games they have. They have all sorts of stunts going on up front. And there's something to the sideline. If he gets the sideline, it's fixing to be a run down the side, and it's going to be 6 points for Paul Pewitt. I don't think they're going to catch him from that angle, and it is all the way. And a tie game with only 18 seconds gone from whenever Brookshire Royal scored. This is a track meet we were talking about. Brookshire Royal hurt themselves that time by putting 9 people up there coming in a gap. Nobody to cover the wide side.
Yeah, we talked about it. They're stacking the lines and putting everybody up there. And once you get someone like Kenny Boyd, number 25, the 175-pound junior for Pewitt, takes it
69 yards.
69 yards, and he maybe was touched twice. Great job by the Pewitt line. They actually ran it almost a reverse look, Robert. They ran their motion coming left, and they ran back, Kenny Boyd, back to the right side, and trying to get the defense to flow to one side and run the other way, and it was a great job. Let's see if they go for the one and go ahead. It's going to be number 40.
Number 44 for Paul Pewitt.
That's Jarvis Hill.
He's lined up another one of those straight-on kickers. So everybody said for Paul Pewitt, and there's the snap, the placement, a little high on the snap, but it's up and good. And so Paul Pewitt takes the lead now 7-6, just 18 seconds after the Brookshire Royal Falcons had taken a 6-0 lead, so the track meet might be started.
You play 9.5 minutes and nobody can do anything, and then in the last minute and a half, you got 13 points put on the board. You better hold on to your seats tonight.
Well, if this is going to be, I mean, we finally took the icicles off the end zones so that people can score on them. We're going to take a good look at a potential high-scoring championship game. Both teams we talked about with the speed, and we've already witnessed it. The running back, Thomas Tarver for Brookshire Royal, is just a persistent back. He's got speed, and he can make the yards. And with Paul Pewitt, they have more than one back. You have Kenny Boyd, and you have Wilkerson, and you have Johnson. Those 3 backs, it's kind of hard to key in on one man. Right now, it's been fairly easy to key in on the back for Brookshire Royal. The quarterback slipped in this last play to make the touchdown, but Thomas Tarver has taken the load for Brookshire Royal.
So here's a new one for you. Number 78, Melvin McGrary, the 370-pound senior, is going to be the kicker for Paul Pewitt.
And the lineup. And the approach, probably squib kick, try to keep, well, no, he hammered that one. Well, that was 5 yards deep in the end zone. They're just going to look at it. Heavens to Betsy, a 5-yard step off through. He didn't even come running at it. What power in that leg.
And he's trying to get his fans up, and he won't have any problems getting the Pewitt fans on their feet on that one. That was phenomenal. That'd come eye level, Robert.
That's right.
We're the top level of this stadium. That was a fantastic kick.
Yes, it was, and it caught Brookshire Royal by surprise, too, because they had looked at the squib kick on the first kickoff and expected another one, and lo and behold, it was way over their head, and all they could do is just watch it go out of the end zone.
Well, all the kickers we've seen today, except for one, kick straight on. What's up with that, Robert?
I don't know, maybe making a comeback. 2 minutes and 1 second here in the first quarter. I formation, flanked to the left by the Brookshire Royal Falcons, and a give to Tarver, and he's in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Oh, man, that one's going to be about 80 yards unless Wilkerson catches him. I don't think he's going to catch him, and so the race is on. That only took 12 seconds since we scored. Now, let's see, 2 minutes and 18 to 2:01 to 1:49. That's 12 seconds, and so the track meet is started officially. That one was for 80 yards.
On the play, I was watching Melvin McCurry, the nose tackle, 370 pounds for the Brahmas, and I tell you what, the Falcon guard on the right side and the center just took him and drove him back, and with the linebacker being right behind him, they were able to seal him off too. And I tell you what,
this is going to be a game.
Thomas Tarver can fly.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, they're going to go for 2 here. They got to get their point back that they didn't go for earlier, so they're going to try to make it 14-7.
Tarver, the lone setback and a toss, and it looks like 2 points real quick and easy for him. And it is, and so a 2-point conversion by Thomas Tarver, and now the game is 14-7 in favor of Brookshire Royal. And this is what we expected, the track meet, the runs, long yardage plays, and what is it, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. So we have had 20 seconds and we've had 3 scores.
Well, I tell you what, I don't think there's a fan sitting down in this stadium. And they don't have any reason to be sitting down. You know, you just got to get ready to cheer. This is going to be a great one here. We're used to watching defense, Robert, and watching some defense stops and drives. And these kids are real explosive. And great job again by the Falcon offensive line and even the receivers to tie up the Brahma defenders and just let him go by. And you know, Paul Pewitt knows it's not over. It's not even close. We're still in the first quarter, and we got, you know, a minute 49 left in the first quarter and 21 points already. And like you said, that's happened in the last
30 seconds. I'll have to make my correction. 2 minutes and 19 seconds when the Falcons scored the first time. And then 1 play all the way for Paul Pewitt and 1 play all the way for Brookshire Royal.
Here's Curtis Thomas, number 32, again to kick.
What a game. It's up. And returnable by the Paul Pewitt Brahmas, and they come right up the middle here. That's number 9.
That is
Hercules Tarver, who plays at the tight end position. So as a receiver, made a nice reception on the kick and brought it all the way back to the 31-yard line. So that's about where we started the last time when we had the 69-yard run. So can we do it again? We'll find out. And this is an exciting game already, and this is only the first quarter.
Yeah, you better wait to go to halftime and go to concession stand on this game.
Out of the wing formation to the right. The fake, give to the fullback. The fullback picks up about 4 yards up to the 35-yard line. That's Ben Johnson, 170-pound junior, who rambles there for 4 yards, and that's a nice play to start the first down set for the Paul Pewitt Brahmas.
Yeah, they give pretty much the same look as they scored on their touchdown, Robert, but they gave it to the fullback there, and he did a good job of picking up about 4 yards. I'm sorry.
Well, 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. The other team from Morris County, the Paul Pewitt Brahmas, in the state championship game here. And Dangerfield will be in the state championship game next week. Jimmy Wilson down the line on the option, but no going on this one. He's going to lose about a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Brahmas.
Looks like number 48, Joseph Davis, in there, a senior on the play. And again, Pewitt facing 3rd and long.
So we have about 30 seconds left here in the first quarter, so probably this next play, unless it's an incomplete pass
or a touchdown,
will probably be the last play of the first quarter. Fast-moving but exciting first quarter. Now out of a wing right formation, split the left end. Brookshire Royal coming on a blitz to give to the fullback or the mesh point, and they meet you at the mesh point and beat you. And only 8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And so at the completion of the first quarter, Paul Pewitt finds themselves on a short end of a 14-7 game here in the state championship. And we'll return to second quarter action following words from these sponsors. missed the punt to start the second quarter, but a 42-yard punt for the Paul Pewitt Brahmas as they relinquish possession of the ball on this last series, and Brookshire Royal will start off with the ball on the 41-yard line. And they just got to find some way to hold Thomas Tarver in check. The last time he touched the ball was for 80. Out of their favorite formation, the I formation. And the Brahmas looking around, running from their 5-man front. The toss to Tarver, and he's got about 4 yards on the play. Looks like they're going to spot him about the 45-yard line. And so they slowed him down to 4 yards.
I'll tell you what, it's easy to see how Mr. Tarver had 120-something yards last week in one quarter, Robert. He's very explosive, got that breakaway speed, and on that play that just happened, the quarterback pitched it to his hoss and made a great block there to lead him into the hole and gain the 4 or 5 yards that Tarver got.
4 or 5 yards at a whack sure makes it hard for you to take the ball back away from them. So they got to come up with a way to stop him short of first down territory. Here we go with 2nd down and 6, and they fake the toss, and they're going to throw the ball up and over, and good coverage. Good coverage downfield.
Yeah, that's number 33, Ben Johnson. Was fantastic. He had as good a chance to catch it as the intended receiver, who's number 44 for the Falcons. That's Willie Sierra.
Well, that was a great coverage, and you'd think that with 2nd down and 6 that they would come back and do the running, but they thought they'd fool them enough times running the ball. Let's see if we can get one quick one through the air.
Plus, they believe they can get to 6 yards on one play, too, and no doubt that they have that capability.
Well, they have an unbalanced line. They have 5 people in the backfield, and they did not call that. Yeah, they did. Somebody dropped it, but they didn't have enough people on the line of scrimmage.
Right. The coaches were telling the wideout on the right side or on the far side of the field to move up, and he did right before they snapped it, so that's going to be a motion penalty. Was not set.
They were in trouble one way or the other.
Yeah, they were going to get that 5 yards back anyway.
Yeah, they were going to give it to us by too many men in the backfield or not enough men on the line, whatever you want to call that penalty, or by oops, I'm supposed to be up here.
Yeah, motion. So
not set long enough.
Well, that's the kind of play you want if you're a Brahma fan or if you're a Brahma coach or player. You want a negative play. Now they got 3rd and 10. Maybe they don't run. Maybe they throw the ball. Maybe you get a little INT and some momentum on your side.
Well, I know you still look at number 40. They better get somebody up on there. He goes on the line right now, and so unless we're offside down here, we're real tight to the ball on the defensive right end. They give the ball on the fake, and the quarterback still got it, and a great play by number 89 for Paul Pewitt. That's Jerome Cobbins. He come all the way across and made a great play.
Okay, showed great speed there to come from the backside and to get the quarterback from behind, and that's going to bring up a punt down.
Persistent pursuit right there. It paid off for the Brahmas as they do hold Brookshire Royal on this series and get a chance to get their hands back on the ball.
Number 88, Andy Leahy, is going to be the punter for the Falcons.
A high spiraling kick, a fair catch called for and made at the 26-yard line. I'm not sure who that is.
That's number 84.
Michael Kelly on the fair catch and keeps the ball off the turf, and that's always good here on AstroTurf because that carpet sure helps a ball roll.
Yeah, I mean, he gets it at the 26-yard line, and easily that ball jumps and gets 10, 15 more yards, and you're starting way down in your own end zone. But
from their own end of the field now, Paul Pewitt starts with this possession on its own 26-yard line, lined up in the wing right formation. Wilkerson, a man under, gives the handoff. We have a man outside.
Blockers.
We're going to get down the field. If he can just make the corner right there, he makes a nice move. But just couldn't quite get that last block, but it sure was close to being the same thing we saw 69 yards ago in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a great run.
Number 25.
Kenny Boyd, the junior, but number 68 for Paul Pewitt, who's the left tackle. David Bryson was, he was 14 yards deep and still blocking on a quarterback.
He was trying to get him. He couldn't quite get that helmet to the outside to give the sideline directly to Boyd, but he did the best he could, didn't get the holding call or clipping. So a nice play, 1st down and 10 for the Brahmas. They come out in a wing left formation this time, strong set with the backs. Toss sweep to Johnson, and no going right there. The blitz was on.
That's number
and
11.
The Brookshire Royal Falcons came through untouched.
Donald Glover, number 11 for the Falcons. He's a senior, 165 pounds. Just shot through and made a great play in the backfield. He just wrapped up, held on, and got Tarver to go down for about a 5-yard loss.
Pretty close to a 5-yard loss. It's between 4 and 5 yards. And so after a great gain, you come back and you lose yardage. But that's not anything to be feeling bad about. Brookshire Royal has got quickness, and so does Paul Pewitt. It just takes one play to break something wide here. Out of a wing left formation come the Brahmins. Faking, stepping up. The left hand is up, and it's up over the air. And there's not going to be a call on this one. I think it was uncatchable, but that was down the middle to Tarver, but just a little too tall.
Yeah, the Falcons are still stacking the line. They're only like 6 yards deep, except for about 2 or 3 defensive backs. And so, I mean, the Brahmins broke that big play on them. They just don't respect it yet, and they're still shooting the gas. But
if you get that many people coming, you know it's got to be man-to-man coverage in the secondary, a 3-deep secondary with an 8-man front. You sometimes have to keep one of your backs in, though, that you might ordinarily send out to help take care of some of the linebackers coming in.
Yeah, I mean, everybody except for about 4 players on both teams is in between the 2 hash marks. Nice.
I'm not sure who has it right here, but we're still going and giving it all we can, and that's
number 33.
It's Ben Johnson on the carry from the wing formation. That's good for about 7 yards, but it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Brahmas from their own 45-yard line. 4th down, 7 yards to go for the Brahmas, and so punting formation will come out for the Brahmas.
Back deep for the Falcons is number 5, Joseph Vaughn, and number 40, the Hoss, Thomas Tarver. Who's going to
right now, we just need a good punt by the Brahmas. Put them back down there and see if some breaks will go our way right now.
Wilkerson, the punter, I believe.
Wilkerson with the ball.
Left foot.
Gets a leg into it.
Nice.
Kind of a sailing kick. And there's a fielding of the ball and a crash at the 26-yard line. Number 11 and number 57 for the Brahmas. Number 11 being Stephen Sperry and number 57 being Brad Culpepper down there on the tackle.
Yeah, Jeremy Collins is also in there, and that's like his 3rd special teams tackle, and they're not just ankle tackles. There's facing the chest, form tackling going on. So Brookshire Royal is going to start it. There's that 30. Well, that's a 26-yard line.
26-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Falcons. And we see a chance here. A good turnover is what we need. Out of the I formation there, slot to the right. End split to the right side. And they give Tarver in the lead, and nothing going right now as Thomas Tarver is, for one of the few times tonight, met behind the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, Delwyn Johnson, number 4, and number 40.
Anthony Stanley.
Yeah.
Make the play, and that's a good sign for the Brahmas. Step up and take care of business. 7.5 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. As Brookshire Royal comes to the line, they are in an unbalanced line. They are moving the end over and slot to the right, sliding everybody down, and they're coming back with the double tray, stringing it out. Good play for the Brahmas early on, but they ended up at the end giving up some ground when they had him trapped. Just couldn't quite finish off a good play.
Number 89, Jeremy Cobbins for the Brahmas, strung that out pretty well, and then he kind of got tackled out of the way there, but evidently the officials didn't think that was the case, but then Tarver just broke it up, got some good yardage, brings up 3rd down and short.
About 9 yards on that, or 8 yards. It's going to be a long 2 yards for the Falcons as they come back again in an end-over formation. Flank the fullback, or move the fullback to the right a little bit. Power set there, and they're going to toss it. And there's a crease, and it's a big crease. And coming from behind and making a tackle and saving the day for the Brahmas is number 17, Jimmy Wilkerson, as he comes from a long ways off to make that tackle.
Yeah, number 84, also Michael Kelly in there. He kind of stopped it up. The wide receiver had a block on him, but he just maintained it and kind of got in the way so his teammates could catch up. That's a 1st down for the Falcons, though.
Well, right now, the Paul Pewitt Brahmas reeling a little bit on defense, giving up a little bit too much on some plays, making good plays. But at this time, it's early on in the game. You'll make adjustments and come back and make things happen. Just got to believe the Brahmas are here for a reason. They give to the fullback, and he's good for about 1 yard and slam backwards. The ball's on the ground, but forward momentum stopped after about a 2-yard gain to the 49-yard line of the Paul Pewitt Brahmas.
Yeah, that was number 17, Jimmy Wilkerson, and he does not tackle like a quarterback, Robert. That was mano-a-mano right there, and Mr. Wilkerson won that battle.
Well, they're going to give him forward momentum down to the 48-yard line, so that's going to be a pickup of 3. And it'll be a long 7 to go for the Falcons out of their I formation. Imagine they're going to give it to number 40. Just which hole are they going to choose? The quickness of the line also is a factor for the Falcons as they come off and down the line. Quarterback has the ball, but he's not going to get it this time. Didn't have time to make a pitch, didn't have time to do anything as the Brahmas swarmed.
Yeah, and you kind of just saw Tarver just stop. They just did some straight-on blocking, and good job by the left side of the defensive line to come up and make the play on the quarterback before he could get outside or get it to Tarver.
Get it turned up. Well, it was about a half-yard loss, so we'll make that a solid 3rd and 8 to go for the Falcons.
Big play for the Blue Brahmas here. See if they can step up and force the punt.
Now they move to end over this side, and we're offsides. Are they going to call it? I don't know. I guess they're not. We're crowding the ball, and we're going to make a play right here. And he's got enough for the first down, however, as he makes it to the 39-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of about 9 yards, and all they needed was 8.
Well, they brought, like you said, unbalanced on the left side, and brought everybody over to the left hash and said, okay, we're going over there, see what you can do. And then Carver just utilizing his speed and getting out to some open area, found a gap, and got through for the first down.
Well, the Brahmans crowding the ball hard defensively. They're almost nose to nose with the offensive lineman. And it's just a matter of speed. That Tarver is, he's an amazing back. I can understand why he's a blue chip prospect. Offset backs, they're going to run a double tray back to this side with him. It's strung out, and he makes a cutback. Everybody over pursued, and he makes nothing become an 8-yard gain down to the 31-yard line. What an amazing runner this young man is. The Brahmas had it snuffed out. They had people coming. They had it strung to the sideline, but I guess in your awareness of his speed to get outside, a little bit of over pursuit, and he cut back and stopped on a dime, made the turn back, and found a little crease and made 8 yards happen. When it probably should have been about a 1-yard loss.
Looked like a little Barry Sanders there with the change of direction, just that quick to make everybody dismiss.
About 3.5 minutes here to go in the second quarter of action. 14-7 in favor of the Brookshire Royal Falcons as they are on the move again at the 31-yard line. They give inside, no go right here. Nice play inside, number 40 for the Paul Pewitt Brahmas.
Is Anthony Stanley. That was a great hit. He just stepped up, defensive tackle. He stepped through the line, and
he shut the block and was face-to-face with Mr. Tarver before he made the line of scrimmage. And so a loss of about 1 yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and a short 3 to go for the Falcons.
40 on 40 that time.
Here we go, end over. No, we don't. They're not going to end over. They're just going to slot this time. Slot to the right. Straight I formation. It's just a matter of Tarver getting it over the right guard, or they're going to run the option. Just give it over the right guard, and when he squirts through, and he's got 7 yards.
Down to the 24-yard line of the Paul Pewitt Brahmas. The Brahmas, you know, the Falcons on defense are bunching everybody up the middle and then pursuing hard to the outsides. And Paul Pewitt's kind of spread out on the defensive line, Robert. I know they play probably 2 different styles of defense, a 6-2, and then, you know,
Will the Paul Pewitt Brahmas call timeout to try to see if they can get over on the sideline and stop this onslaught by the Falcons as they are methodically moving down the field using Tarver for their offensive weapon. And that young man can just make a play happen. And I'm sure there are some college coaches looking at that young man as he has got some moves and some quickness and ability to view the field and make some cutbacks.
Yeah, I mean, as much as Royals had the ball and as many yards as they put up, they're only up by a touchdown. And Paul Pewitt's really they had a real bad punt that they didn't get off well, and they just haven't played as well as we expected them to play, but they're only down by 7, and they're right in the ball game.
As long as they can keep it close like this with some of the bad mistakes that they've made and some of the misfortunes that they've had, maybe the second half they come out and put things together after a talk. While we have this timeout, we can tell you that the telecast of this game is copyrighted by K54 CBTV of Mount Pleasant. Any copying or rebroadcast of this game without written permission from Channel 54, the Paul Pewitt ISD, or the opposing school system is strictly prohibited. However, videotape copies of this or any other game may be obtained by calling Parable Productions at 572-0923. First and 10 now as we resume action in the second quarter by the Brookshire Royal Falcons, and they give it to Mr. Tarver, second man through. Most of the night that's the way it's been. And he picks up a 4 yards, solid 4 yards, and it's going to bring up second down and 6 for the Falcons.
We sure have a good chance to be successful if you can get 4 yards on first down, and that just really allows you to do a lot of different things and show some different formations and looks, and keeps the defense kind of on their heels.
Well, if you take a look at the offensive line by the Brookshire Royal Falcons, they are off the ball quick. They might be as quick as some of the backs that you would like to have on your own team. They do get off the ball quick, and as so, that gives Tarver a chance to run wide open. The snap, the toss. Tarver spreading it out, taking on 2 people right here. Good play. Number 44 for the Brahmas on a great play, taking on 2 blockers, shedding both blockers, and making the play on the 20-yard line for only a gain of 1 yard. And that's going to bring up third down and 5.
Jarvis Hill on the tackle. Like you said, that was a fantastic effort just to keep it strung out, stay with it, not let him cut back, and just take him down.
Well, I was impressed at first because he took care of both blockers out in front, and then all of a sudden he shucks both of them and makes the play himself. So that's good. Third down and 5 for the Falcons here with 1 minute and 25 seconds to go in the second quarter action. And they're running the reverse, and here it comes. There's still some people back here. They make a play. Good play.
Good job.
Both people, I'm not sure who's coming off the ball.
89 and number 78.
89 for the Brahmas. That is Jerome Cobbins. We've mentioned his name several times tonight.
And number 78 is Melvin McCary, the 370-pound
nose guard, making it all to the sideline. That's a lot of man to move that direction, but he can make it there.
Yeah, talking to the Brahma coaches, one of my questions was what kind of speed does this kid possess? And he says he's got real good short-term speed. He's able to get to the ball and make some plays. And that's why he's a big key to their defense.
Number 44 for the Falcons, Willie Sierra, attempting a 35-yard field goal. And it's up, but it's going to be wide to the left. Yeah. And so the Brahmas hold off the Falcons on this play.
They actually tipped the ball. The kicker's down, Sierra, but looking at the official's hand, he said that the ball was tipped.
Well, there was an onslaught of people there. I can guarantee you that. They were a bunch of blue shirts, blue-clad pants and white jerseys, just all of them arms outstretched as they were coming through, and evidently one of them touched it. And the kicker, when you're in that vulnerable position with that leg extended, and once the ball's touched, you're fair game for anybody coming through there.
Right, and we don't want to get anybody hurt, but that's just...
That's part of the action, and it's not illegal, and it wasn't intentional.
Right.
We just hope the young man's not hurt serious.
Right, it just happens in the flow of the game. Like you said, there's no protection for a kicker. That's why you have your other 9 guys up on the line trying to stop them, slow them down, so they don't get there so quickly. But a good job by the Pewitt special teams there to knock it down.
Well, with 31 seconds to go here in the first half, we have timeout on the field as they attend to Mr. Sierra and see if they can bring him to the sideline. While we're doing that, let me tell you tonight's sponsors for the game. That's McKellar's Medicine Chest Pharmacy of Mount Pleasant, Freddy's Auto Repair of Omaha, Duncan Furniture of Omaha, John Paul Jones Motors of Naples, First National Bank of Hugh Springs, Omaha office, Brahma Foods of Omaha, Ray Thigpen Insurance of Omaha, Grays Marine of Omaha, Frederick G. Sperry, DDS of Omaha, S-Mart of Omaha, Morris County National Bank of Naples, B&L Tire of Omaha, Rosewell Feeds of Omaha, Gladewater National Bank, Omaha branch, and we appreciate the sponsorship. Right now the Brahmas coming to action, and number 25, Boyd has the ball. He's going to get about 10 yards on the play, and they call a timeout with 23 seconds left. And I think that's going to be enough to move the sticks, as it has to just barely touch the line for it to be a first down.
Timeout called by Paul Pewitt. It looked like Boyd could have popped it outside, maybe gone 80 yards there, but he knows better what he's doing than I do up here, I guarantee you that. But they're going to try to get close and get something on the board here, Robert. They've got a long way to go and not a whole lot of time to get there. 23 seconds to go, 70 yards to get the touchdown.
Well, evidently they didn't give them enough to make the first down. It must be just short of the 30-yard line, as the sticks are at second down.
Of course, they could get it to about the 50 and let the big defensive tackle kick about a 65-yard field goal.
Yeah, if he kicks it like that last one.
He didn't take many steps on the kickoff, and I guarantee you he hit it about 70 yards in the air.
Pewitt, with only one timeout left here in the first half now, will rely on some type of action here to try to cross the goal line before halftime. Out of the wing right set. They just give the ball up the middle, and it's going to be a boom block, and he gets out of bounds.
Nice play by number 33, Ben Johnson, 170-pound senior for the Paul Pewitt Brahmas. He got his yardage, and he felt like he's fixing to get tackled, and he gets out of bounds at the 47-yard line of the Brahmas. Gives him first down and 10 with 18 seconds left.
Ryan Forrest over there at his end position, has split in, came back, and just almost had a good decleating block, allowed him to get out of bounds and save the timeout. 18 seconds to go for the Brahmas here in the first half. Out of a wing right set. And Wilkerson gives it to Boyd. He gets to the sideline, and he's going to get out of bounds again, and that's with 11 seconds to go. But he picks up about 9 yards in the process. Moves into Brookshire Royal territory. They've got to find a way to get down here. They do have one timeout left, so if they get close enough here where they can call a timeout and try the field goal.
That's a 60-yarder right there.
Yeah, that'd be pretty easy, wouldn't it?
That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, one of those high school records are close to it, if not.
I guarantee that if McGarry got his foot into it, he could get McGarry. I'm sorry,
he could do it.
He could do it.
Wing left for the Brahmas with 11 seconds to go in the second quarter. They give the ball up to the fullback. That's Ben Johnson with the ball. He picks up the first down to the 40, looks like the 40 and a half yard line.
They're going to have to do something here, either go for the end zone or kick the ball.
5 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And the Brahmas used their last time out of the half. And I imagine this could be one of those Hail Marys. You just get it up in the air, and hopefully that it comes down in your hands.
Yeah, I mean, the field goal is about a 55, 56 yarders.
Well, 7 yards be the 47, be a 57-yard field goal if they do that 7-yard lineup. Most teams do. And I'm not sure, into the wind, even though it's a slight breeze, not really a big factor. It's just going to take a heck of a shot to catapult that ball 57 yards in high school.
31. Next week,
so they're gonna bring the offensive team back in on first down. Of course, downs really don't matter right now, but you got 5 seconds left in the half. You throw it up, you get a defensive penalty, although you only get 15 yards. It can't end up. The half can't end on defensive penalty.
Well, they come out in their wing right formation, mainly their running set, but they do have the bootleg pass. But here comes Brookshire. They're going to be up in the air, and it's possible if he's bumped. Oh, it's a catch, but time runs out in a half. And so on the 10-yard line, Paul Pewitt's dreams of the touchdown this half just fall 10 yards short as time runs out. A great catch, but now halftime is here, and the Brookshire Royal Falcons enjoy a 14-7 lead over the Paul Pewitt Brahmas, and will return to halftime performances after these messages.
band is under the field command of drum major Chris Minton and Cody Ortega. The band will perform Stop in the Name of Love, Proud Mary, Low Rider, and Tracks of My Tears. And our featured soloist tonight will include Aaron Horton on the piccolo, Brandon Waits, Jake Ritchie, and Tianka King on the trumpet, Harley Zananti and Cody Ortega on the trombone. And now, the Paul Pewitt High School Marching Band. This year's color guard members in the flag line, Holly Waits, freshman, Stephanie Tassa, captain, junior, and Lisa Womack, senior. And our majorettes are Jamie Clay, junior, Miranda Harrison, senior, Courtney Russell, junior, Captain Heather Hicks, senior, Jessica Ragland, senior, and April Myers, sophomore.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike Ross, your cameraman, and while you're enjoying the Pewitt Band at halftime, we want to take this time to say thank you to the folks at Pewitt and also the folks at Brookshire Royal and the UIL for allowing Channel 54 to broadcast this game. And we also want to thank our sponsors in the Naples, Omaha area for making this game possible. We also like to thank the folks here at Pennington Field. They have treated us just fantastic and royally, and we have met our every needs, and have really taken us. And this is a great place, folks. If you've never been here before, we invite you sometime to come and enjoy a good football game here. You'll enjoy the stadium as well. Now let's go back to Pewitt at halftime. Again, while we've got a moment, folks, this is Mike Ross, your cameraman once again. We'd like to also remind you to be watching Channel 54 on Sunday afternoon on the 20th at 2 o'clock for the area Christmas parades, including the Naples and the Omaha Christmas parades. And also that will be repeated, I believe, on Tuesday. Be sure and check your Daily Tribune or give us a call at Channel 54 at 572-4351, and we'll be glad to tell you those exact days and times that the area Christmas parades will be on.
halftime performances by the bands. We know the Pewitt band has finished up and the Brookshire Royal band is now out there on the field. We have Jim Goodman here joining us with a halftime and coming up with some stats on a game that here at Hurst Euless Bedford Independent School District Pennington Field, we've had a great day here. Dangerfield's already finished their game with a victory, and right now Paul Pewitt's on the short end of a 14-7 score. But after halftime adjustments by both teams, we'll come back, and this game's anybody's ball game. Jim, what do we have stat-wise in this game?
Well, it's been the Thomas Tarver show the first half. He's rushed for 19 times, 173 yards. One of those is an 80-yard run, and he's been the show for the Brookshire Royal Falcons first half.
Well, it has been him. Anytime they snap the ball, 9 times out of 10, he's going to get the ball. And what's amazing is what he does with it after he gets the ball. There's been several times I've thought that Paul Pewitt had him bottled up for little or no gain, and he's taken a little or no gain snap and play and turned it into an 8-yard gain or a first down that's necessary for Brookshire Royal to keep the ball going.
No doubt about it. The guy is kind of a Barry Sanders type runner. He's a dart and run runner. He's not a big gentleman. He's only 160 pounds, maybe 5'6", 5'5", but he's very elusive. Pewitt's having a hard time the first half, and hopefully Coach Bickham will adjust at halftime and shut him down. Yeah, with the Falcon offensive line, they got some pretty good size, and it's kind of hard to find him back there. When you do, sometimes you over-pursue on him. But his offensive line is doing a great job of getting out there, and they're maintaining their blocks long enough for him to get 5-6 yards at least on just about every carry.
Well, to me, it looks like the offensive line is pretty quick in itself. And there's probably some teams around the state that would like to have some of those that they have running as linemen running in their backfield for them, because once the ball snapped, Brookshire Royal is going forward. And it's just paid off for Tarver. And I can see why he's gotten 3,000 yards this year in one season. If you give him the ball 40 to 45 times during a game, that's one thing. But once you get 40 to 45 times, what you do with it afterwards, and it's not that hard when you see some of the holes that they have created here in the first half for him.
No doubt. First quarter, besides the quarterback running 2 carries and the fullback 1 carry, and he fumbled on that right at the Pewitt goal line, so Pewitt dodged the bullet there. It's been Tarver's show the whole first half.
And they've got to find some way to shut him down for the second half. You know what looked like to be a track meet there for a while. It started off kind of back and forth, some good-sized gains, but no points, and then all of a sudden in a span of 30 seconds, you have 3 touchdowns scored, 2 by the Falcons and 1 by the Brahmins. And, you know, it's just a matter at that point that we had talked about earlier that this could be a high-scoring contest. And then all of a sudden the show shuts down, even though I think Brookshire Royal had the better end of some yardage. They got down there and tried a field goal, and they missed the field goal.
But so far, the Falcons have had great field shape, and that's been the big story in the first half. They started on their own 20, or correction, on the Pewitt 20, then the 21, and then they scored. Only able to score just 1 touchdown. But Pewitt came right back, and on the first play, Kenny Boyd ran 69 yards for a touchdown, and Boyd has had a good first half. He's had 5 carries for 101 yards, so he's got his 100 for the night.
Well, we were talking about it before we came on here for the halftime show, that sometimes it seems like the Brookshire defense is beating Paul Pewitt to mesh points and mixing things up in the backfield. And I think, like you saw, the first 2 plays of the game, you hadn't even snapped the ball and you already lost 10 yards on penalties. And that's due to Brookshire Royal. As they get into their defensive set, they have a lot of movement on defense, and some of it at the last moment. And I think that changes up your blocking assignments. If you're a lineman, you're going to have to really be alert to know exactly where the last man is, who was either head up on you or either came in head up, moved back, or is he going to blitz, or is he going to come on a stunt at a different angle than what you're there. And I think that threw him off early on.
No doubt. Pewitt came in the game, no doubt they're nervous. Hadn't been to the title game several years and started off on the wrong foot, but towards the end of the half, they had the last drive, started with 31 seconds left, and they ran 5 plays and actually got down to the 10-yard line, completed a 30-yard pass, got down to the 10, but ran out of time. But towards the second quarter, Pewitt seemed like the offense is starting to get uncranked a little bit, but like you say, being down 7 points, it's not a bad feeling for Pewitt right now.
No, because it could have been a whole lot worse. When you start giving them possession of the ball on the 20-yard line and you only have a 20-yard field to cover, even some mediocre to decent teams can cover 20 yards, even against good teams.
Right, no doubt about it. If the Brahmas will give Kenny Jimmy Wilkerson a chance and give him some time to get some handoffs and some pass plays, no telling what happened in the second half.
Well, it's still up in the air. It's only a 14-7 ball game. Donald, your views of the first half?
A lot of speed out there, a lot of speed. There's on every play there's potential for a big play. You know, we saw it when Boyd took off for 69 yards, and we saw it when Tarver went 80, and then some on some of his other plays. You see it offensively, and we talk about it mostly, but you're seeing it defensively too. You know, the Falcons are showing it. They're stacking the line and packing everybody in between the hash marks and within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and actually running people at the Paul Pewitt offense, kind of disrupt their blocking schemes and get in the backfield and cause some chaos, and it's working. We'll see what kind of changes that Paul Pewitt makes in the second half to, you know, make that where it's not as effective and maybe get some more yardage, and which will lead to some more points.
Well, I know one thing. If either team has seen any faster people on the other side of the ball than what they're witnessing tonight, they are seeing some miraculous type of speed all congested into one school. I'm not sure what Mart possesses. Mart had a 21-7 lead over Brookshire Royal, and Brookshire Royal had to come back, score 16 unanswered points, and take a 23-21 victory. But if Mart had any speed like what Paul Pewitt has, then they face two teams in a row that have good speed. And I know Paul Pewitt probably has not seen that speed all year long.
Not after last week's game. It was a track show for Pewitt last week, and their big win out of Wichita Falls. But hopefully the second half, Brookshire Royal's got some big kids. So hopefully if Pewitt can use their speed and get around those big kids, they won't wear them down. But like you say, on the offensive and defensive line, Brookshire Royal's got some big kids, some big kids that match up well with Mailbox. So
that's
there's
right.
Some big kids.
And it doesn't matter maybe if they're big kids, if they can wear down just because of their size and having to chase, maybe not be used to chasing quite as much. But we're looking at also Brookshire Royal has a chance to have maybe more kids resting as they have more of a two-platoon system that Paul Pewitt is able to utilize.
Well, of course, one key that is right at the very end of the last half, or the first half, was when they tried the field goal. They missed a 34-yard field goal, and the kicker went down. He was in obvious pain when he came across the field, came off the field. So if it gets down to close to a field goal or an extra point, Brahmas could have the edge there.
Well, we'll find out what happens in the second half after all the coaches have had their meeting with their players and their other coaches and came up with the best adjustments they can make for the second half. We can find out, and this is the state championship, Class 2A, Division I, the big school division, called the Texas Bowl now. And at this point, Paul Pewitt is on the short end of a score, 14-7, so it's anybody's ball game. And we'll return to third quarter action after word from our sponsors. back to Bedford, Texas, the site of Pennington Field and the State 2A Division I Texas Bowl State Championship game between the Paul Pewitt Brahmas and the Brookshire Royal Falcons. Here starting the third quarter, the Falcons enjoy a 14-7 lead and are set to kick off to the Brahmas. It was a great first half, a fast-moving first half. When you have two running teams, they depend on the run. It's going to go quickly. Right now, moving back for the Falcons is number 32.
Curtis Thomas.
Curtis Thomas, he makes the kickoff and to the sideline. 33, Ben Johnson takes the ball and brings it up to the 33-yard line.
Good job by Ben Johnson that time. He took the ball about the 9-yard line, Robert, brought it up to the middle and then tried to bust it out to the left side, and he got it up, like you say, to the 32-yard line. That's where Omaha Paul Pewitt will start their second half drive, first drive of the second half. They're led at the quarterback position by the junior, 220-pound quarterback, number 17, Jimmy Wilkerson. They got a split left, tight end right, got a wing back right, two backs in the backfield. Wilkerson takes the ball, hands it off to Boyd, goes to the right side. He's going, he's got a good block out there, and he's hit about the 49 of his own 49. He carries it across to the Falcon 49-yard. Great job by Boyd as he took it around the right side and got the first down.
A couple of tacklers for Brookshire Royal. Number 11, adding the last lick, Donald Glover, came from his blind side and had a heck of a blow to it, but enough to pick up a first down to start the third quarter action for Paul Pewitt.
Well, if you're Pewitt, that's what you want, something big to get going with, get your offense in line, and get your confidence back. Wilkerson under center. Got a wing back left, two backs. He's going to pitch it over to number 33. They string it out pretty well. He's going to get back to the back of the line of scrimmage. Number 5 for the Falcons pushes him out there. It's going to bring up second down.
Number 5 is Joseph Vaughn for Brookshire Royal as he was able to match speed for speed, and Ben Johnson not able to turn the corner on that one.
Well, they just turned and pitched it to him, and he got to the sideline. That's going to bring up second down and closer to 10 than really 9, but Pewitt's got it on the left hash mark. Wilkerson's going to come up. Under center is Lance Derrick, 160-pound junior, number 65. Wilkerson looks around, calls the play. Boyd brings a man in. He may have been offside. There's no flags, but Boyd going around the right side, breaks one tackle, cuts back, gets to the 39, up to the 40, and that's where he's going to be driven back by number 95 for the Falcons.
There is a flag on the far side of the field. It wasn't thrown very high, but it probably is offside for the Brookshire Falcon defense. But I think they're going to refuse that penalty as it'll bring up a third down and 1. I would assume that they'll...
You either have third down and 1 or you have second down and about 5 yards on the...
Yeah, I think I'd go with third and 1. That looks like what Coach Bickham is signaling over there, to decline a penalty and take the play, and just brings up a third down and 1 for the Brahmas.
Good job by Boyd. He get out to the right side and made a good, nice cutback and was able to get about 6 more yards.
He did carry him a lot of ways. It was hit early, but using his leg power and his quickness, dodged the bullet and with the angle just pulled the defender with him.
Number 82, Jeremy Mines for the Brahmas brings the play in. Wilkerson's under center, got a wing back right with a tight end, and he takes it. He's quarterback sneak.
He gets it out. He stretches and reaches the ball out, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down. Plenty of yards.
First down for the Brahmas. The ball came out, but I believe his knee was down. They didn't even throw a beanbag in, so I guess that's how good his knee was down.
Well, he reached out there and pulled it back in. I know it was on the ground, but he reached out and pulled it back in, but I think they'd already whistled it, like you say.
Yeah, nice play again by the offensive line for Paul Pewitt as they were able to get the surge, and that's the second first down and of this drive as we go to about 10:40 left in the third quarter. Wilkerson under snap, got a wingman left, 2 backs in the backfield, a wideout left. Here's the snap. Boyd looks like they're going to rush. They pitch it over to number 33. He makes a cut.
He makes some moves.
Tackle. Oh, and just gets called down on the ankles by number... What number is that, Robert? Number 90.
Number 91 out there for Brookshire Royal. That happens to be David Moreland.
He turned the corner. Did Ben Johnson look like he might get some yardage, but got ankle tackled for about, still got about 4 yards. So it's going to be second down and 6 for the Brahmas. As they come to the line, again, they got the split left.
A lot of shake and bake on that last one.
Wings to the right this time. Again, two backs, Johnson and Boyd. The give is to Johnson up the middle. He makes a cut at the 24, and he takes the ball down to about we're going to mark it at the 12-yard line. Fantastic run. They ran ran Johnson right up the middle and faked the pitch over there to Boyd.
Number 34, Jason Campos, and number 5, Joseph Vaughn, both combining for the tackle, but that's in the secondary, and that's where you'd like the play to be made. Adjustments at halftime seem to have gone in favor of Paul Pewitt right now. And Brookshire Royals on their heels trying to stave off a big threat by the Brahmas.
First down, Brahmas on the Falcon 12-yard line. Wilkerson under center, takes the ball. He's going to hand off to Boyd going right. Gets a nice block, cuts back, gets back to the 11. He's going to get they're giving about a yard, almost a yard on the play. He got a block out there, but good job by the Falcon defense to come up and cut off the running lanes.
Chisholm Peak was the man in on the tackle, number 52 for the Falcons. Pickup of 1. And again, a lot of shake and bake as you go out there by number 25, which happens to be Kenny Boyd. He has a lot of moves in him. You better be on your toes.
Keezy Wright, number 10, brings in the play for the Brahmas. Again, Wilkerson's under center. Here's the snap. Pitches over to Ben Johnson. He's got a blocker. He's trying to get to the outside. And a great defensive play there by number
45 for the Falcons.
And that's
Lyndon Stamps for the Falcons. And he makes a good play because right there, if you go back and look at this play, Ben Johnson knew that he missed. Or it wasn't Ben that missed. It was Kenny Boyd that missed the block on 45. Couldn't get his legs cut out from under him, and as a result, he ends up making the play. Otherwise, that would have been a bigger game.
Yeah, he had the corner. If he gets one block, he's got corner, and he's got some yards. They're going to go to work here, third down at the 10-yard line. They can get a first down if they get inside the 2.
Run the option. Wilkerson right behind him.
Takes it up to about they're going to mark it about the 4-yard line. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 2 on the 4-yard line.
Well, it's 4-down territory, and right now, 2 things, I guess. You look at it. Well, I guess they're sending people on like it's going to be field goal time, or they're just putting the mailbox in there, McGarry, to get added beef up front, unless he's going to be the kicker. Right now, 4th down and a good 2 yards to go, and we'll see what Coach Bickham has up his sleeve for this early here in the second half. 7.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Well, if McGarry can get going, it's going to be hard to stop him, and that's what they're going to do. They're going for it. Big play here for the Brahmas. Here's the give, and he's going to be real close. They're going to mark him. Looks like it's going to be short, Robert.
I think he is going to be short. They got him in his knees and knocked him off balance early on.
Mark him at the 3-yard line. He needed to get to about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I think it's going to go over on downs, but still, that's a great shot for the first half, for the first series of your second half. As you know, you can drive the ball down on them, but it's going to be turned over on downs. Boy, he looked good in the power eye. Somebody shot underneath and got him around the ankles and the knees and took his legs right out from under him.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job the whole game of blitzing in there and hitting gaps and getting some pressure in the backfield, causing some chaos, and that was one more play that they were able to do that.
The pressure came from the backside. It wasn't at the point of attack. The pressure came from the backside on the left offensive side. Somebody either missed a block or the linebacker keying some things, slid in and got himself away from somebody and just knifed through in time to make the play.
Well, the Falcons will go to work offensively on their own 3-yard line. Got Carver in the back. He's going to get the football. He gets it, takes it to the right at the 5, and he's going to push forward to
Ball's on the ground. Touchdown!
Touchdown!
Yes, they're going to give it a touchdown. And what a play! What a play for the Brahmas.
Number 25, Kenny Boyd,
alertly picks the ball up, stripped. I think he was running pretty good, but they must have stripped the ball, and before he went down, that ball's on the ground, and a 5-yard return for a touchdown, and all that work paid off on the drive now. You just get the turnaround and the break you need, and you're back in the ball game.
Yeah, and that's why it's not such a big play to go for the first down. When you're on the 4-yard line, you need to get down just to the 2-yard line. If you don't get it, as was the case for the Brahmas, they trapped them down low and was able to cause a turnover and get a touchdown. So now number 44 for the Brahmas is going to come in and try the extra point. That's Jarvis Hill. Here's a snap, a little high, but he gets it down, and it is going to be a line drive, but it's going to be good.
In there. So,
tied.
14-14 tie now with 7:04 to go here in the third quarter, and it's a brand new ball game.
Well, what a turn of events there, Robert. You see the coaches for the Falcons just really getting fired up that their Falcons were able to start the Brahmas, you know, inside the 5, and then one play later they're giving up a touchdown to Boyd, who alertly picks up a fumble and goes 5 yards. So that's going to bring the score to 14-14. There's 7 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the third quarter in this state championship 2A Division I, the large school division. This is for the Texas Bowl. This is it. This is the last game, and this is the time you want to go home winning your last game. There's only one team in the state of Texas in each division that's going to go home with the win, being their last game of the season once you get into playoffs. So, but we're going to get treated right here again, Robert, as
McGarry lines up and tees the ball up. We'll see if he's going to do the squib kick or the punch kick, I guess you'd call it, because he can punch it out of the end zone.
Well, let me give you an option. You squib it to number 40, Tarver, or you kick it out of the end zone. So,
well,
I think
where do they have number 40 line? Is he deep?
He's about the 1 yard line.
Yeah,
so
I guess they're waiting for him. We'll see what happens here.
Here's
Coach
McGarry.
Bickham's call.
McGarry's 5 yards deep, approaches the ball.
It's up high. Good coverage time. And the ball's on the 10.
Taken up
and
towards
boom.
the middle. Hit at the 14 and takes the ball up to the, hit at the 24 and taking the ball all the way up to about, the officials are going to spark the ball at about the 32-yard line. That's where the Falcons are going to set up first down in their own territory.
That looked like a return by number 20 for the Falcons, and that happens to be Patrick Shallow. And the ball's on the 28-yard line, so big break early on for the Brahmas. We'll see what they can do on this next possession.
Quarterback is Vaughn under center. He's calling out the plays left and right. Got Tarver in the I backfield. He's going to give it to Tarver, and he's going nowhere. Great job by the defense of Paul Pewitt.
Well, we're fixing to have a penalty right now. A little flare-up of tempers occurred after the play. Number 65 for the Falcons and number 4 for the Brahmins. And I'm sure that's going to be the second man, even though I can see here that 65 was doing his own share of pushing in there. I don't think he's going to get the call, simply because all the action took place and distracted the officials to a point where the only thing they saw was the retaliation, and that's a shame after a good first play right there, shutting him down. It's going to be a 15-yard personal foul against, well, this one's
like going to be offsetting.
A double foul, and so it negates it, but this is the time you got to stay cool. Even though you want to do the best for your team, you just got to stay cool.
Yeah.
Let him make all the mistakes, not you.
Right. You want to be. You want to be emotionally charged and be fired up for your football team, especially after a big play like that. Anytime you hold Tarver to no yards, that's a great play. And but you're right. You got to play within yourself, not allow a big play like that. Because if they get the penalty, that's 15 yards in. They're in business. But now they set up shop. They actually lost about almost a yard on the play. That's going to bring up second down 11 for the Falcons as they set up shop. The line of scrimmage is going to be about the 32-yard line.
Well, that's a good break for the Brahmas. I know that coaches are probably urging their players to stay within the confines of themselves and play the game. Don't make the silly mistakes. Now they're going to move back 5 yards further.
Yeah, the left tackle for the Falcons got a little head start, and now the Falcons going to move back. That's 3 offensive plays in this half, Robert, and you fumbled once, you get minus 1 yard and almost a 15-yard penalty on the second one, and then the third one you do get a motion penalty, and now you're looking at second and 16, and Paul Pewitt's got the momentum right now. Momentum's a big key in high school sports, especially high school football.
Now that was number 64 for the Falcons, Dennis Hamilton, a little too early moving across the line of scrimmage. They come up with an end over on this one and slot the man.
Well, Pewitt's in the 5-2 defense. They're going to slide to right defensive end out a little bit. Pitches to Tarver. Turned in by number 44 down the line. Great play.
Great play by number 44 and 84. Number 44 called his name a bunch. Jarvis Hill, and 84 finishes off. That's Michael Kelly. And so now another loss.
Yeah, Tarver tried to get outside, but number 44 for the Paul Pewitt defense just strung out the play, pushed him, and then actually almost ankle tackled him, and that's a fantastic play right there.
I wonder how many times you have to go back this season and find where 2 plays in a row that Tarver has lost yardage.
Third down now for the Falcons.
The young man with 3,000 yards hasn't lost very many times.
No, not at all. And I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the ball here, even though it is third down and about 19 yards for the Falcons. He's back quarterback draw.
And no go.
Down. Nice defensive play by number 4, number 9.
That's number 4 for the Brahmas. Number 4 is Delwyn Johnson, and he makes a heck of a play. The quarterback draw didn't fool anybody for the Brahmas, and so a good start to the second half for the Brahmas.
And now what you want to do is take the ball and do what you just did before, except take it on in the end zone. Not have to worry about a fumble. But.
Number 88, Andy LaHaye back for the punt, and it's close to being blocked, but not. The ball hits the surface, and there goes the AstroTurf roll.
But they're going to be in all right field position. They're going to get it between they're going to be about their own 32-yard line. We're going to set up shop, and
39-yard punt for the Falcons. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Another rapid-moving quarter, but all momentum seems to be on the Brahmas side. And we sure needed it after the first half. Things didn't look like the cylinders were all pumped. But at halftime, I think they tuned the engine up, and they're coming out in nice fashion here with 1 touchdown off a nice drive, a touchdown off a break, but they had a nice drive to get it there.
Right, Jimmy Wilkerson under center for the Brahmas. He's got a wide receiver right. Here's his hand off to Boyd. He goes left, breaks it out to the outside, and he's going to gain about 6, maybe 7 yards on the play. He's going to get up to about the 38.5-yard line. That's going to give him about 5.5, 6 yards.
And that's good. Another 5.5, 6 yards to start your first down play. Gives you a lot of opportunities for 2 more downs. And so Paul Pewitt smoothly running and operating right now to start this half.
Yeah, you see him cut him about where the tackle hole, and he's getting him right about where the linebackers are, and he's kind of kicking it out to the sideline. So nice play on first down, brings up second down and 4. Wilkerson's under, wide left, got a wing back right. Falcons fake like they're going to blitz, and here's Boyd again. He's got some running room. He still spins. He breaks away. He's to the 40, the 30. He's down to 25-20. Got 1 man to beat. He cuts in, gets back down to the 10-yard line. The tackle, saving tackle by number 45 for the Falcons.
Lyndon Stamps. That's Lyndon Stamps. Number 11, Donald Glover. Both of them down there to turn it back in. The only thing that saved 6 points for the Paul Pewitt Brahmas was just a couple of people that had a little speed and a little angle on him.
He goes from the 38 down to the 10. That's
22 plus 40 is 62 yards.
Nice play. And a lot of that was he got bottled up about 8 yards deep. Never kept his, he kept his feet going, spun out, and just took off.
And still had some people down there trying to help get some blocks too. That's just a nice idea out of your offensive backs and linemen to help out all the way down the field.
Here's Wilkerson under. He takes the ball. He pitches to Boyd. He's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good play by the Falcon defense on that particular play. Looked like maybe the right tackle for Omaha jumped, but again, that must be quickness. -1 on the play for Boyd, but
Chisholm Peak and Donald Glover in on the tackle right there, at least the main 2. There were several other red jerseys all over the Brahman offense at that point. A loss of about a half a yard, going to bring up second down and 10.5 to go.
10.5 from the 10.5 yard line.
You can actually make a first down, though. Evidently, it wasn't quite the 10-yard line, so if you get first and goal on the 1 or 2 inch line.
It's going to be real close. Wilkerson's under center. He's got a wing right, split left, 2 backs in the backfield. Takes a snap, pitches over to Johnson. He's got a blocker out there.
There's a face mask. There's the face mask. That's going to be the 15-yard flagrant one. They turned ahead, and I think you're going to see a 1st and 10 or 1st and goal out of the Brahma offense, as I think that one was a little too long to be called grasping.
Yeah, Johnson got down to the 8, and they were bringing him down by the headgear, and that is a no-no. So we'll see
it
what
wasn't even grasping. It had his head almost turned around backwards.
Let's see what the officials call here.
That needs to be the personal foul call. It is.
Personal foul, face mask on the Falcons.
So that's the 15-yarder, but I don't know. At this point, it's just either way, you're going to get half the distance to the goal line. So you're going to end up, though, because it is a 15-yard intentional or heavy-duty grasping at the face mask, you ought to get a 1st and goal out of it. It's about the 4-yard line.
Let's see what the call is going to be. They're right now they're standing at the 7, deciding where to take the ball to, and they're going to take it to the 3.5-yard line.
And 1st down. The marker's already back to 1st down over there. So automatic 1st down for the Brahmas, and so they've got 4 downs to get the ball inside the goal line. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. 14-14.
Where the Pewitt Brahmas right here need to take this ball in. They played a little bit sluggish in the first half, and we talked about that extensively. I hate to keep beating on that, but they've played fantastic in the second half defensively and offensively. They're down at the 4-yard line. 1st down and goal. Got 4 chances to get Mr. Johnson or Mr. Boyd to get in the end zone here.
Or Mr. Wilkerson. You got 3 threats. Mr. Wilkerson's going to go over for the quarterback sneak. 4 yards out or 3.5 yards out. Not much effort right there to get across the goal line. About 3 strides. There was no linebackers. I don't know if that was an automatic by Jimmy or if it was a play call coming from the press box as they saw that the linebackers were feeding to the outside. Yeah,
Wilkerson, he's definitely going to give credit to number 65, Lance Derrick, and also number 57, the left guard, Brad Culpepper. I tell you what, they moved the Falcons out of the way and just escorted Mr. Wilkerson to the end zone for the go-ahead score. The Bulls now 20, Falcons 14, 2:14 left in the 3rd quarter. They got 14 seconds left on the play clock, and here's the extra point snap. It's down, and the kick is up another little bit higher, but that's right down the middle. Nice kick.
Number 44, which happens to be Jarvis Hill, does the kicking, and so the point after is good. And now, from a 14-7 deficit to start the 3rd quarter, the Brahmans score 14 points so far in this quarter. There's still 2:14 to go. They have shut down all the Falcon offense at this point.
Well, special teams offensively and defensively, Omaha is outplaying Brookshire Royal right now, and that's why they have the 7-point lead. But we all know Mr. Tarver, number 40 for the Falcons, is ready to break one at any time. Number 78 for the Pewitt Brahmas, McGarry is going to tee it back up from his own 40-yard line and see where he can kick it. You either want to kick it out of the end zone, Robert, or you want to kick it away from Tarver, I would think. And last time he did a good job. He got it off to his left and got it to their number 20, Patrick Shallow. He brought it back pretty well, but at least you kept it out of the hands of the big threat there.
That's right, and the flag's limp right now, so there is no wind down here on the field. So whatever he gets in his leg whip right here, the young man has got a strong leg.
He comes up, he's only 5 yards deep, not like most kickers that take a 10-yard run. Here it is. It's a squibber. This ball's going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Well, they can take it there. It's going to be either at the 30. It's a 30-yard penalty, so it's either going to be at the 30, or they can take the penalty and be at the 30, or they have the option to make them kick it over.
Well, they went in and threw the flag, so that's just a formality. See what Brookshire Royal elects to do. They're just going to take the football.
They're electing, this is the coach down here is electing to penalize them to 5 yards.
They're going to move them back.
And force them to kick off again, thinking maybe they have a little bit better chance to return it than just allow the ball to be at the 30-yard line. I thought the 30-yard line is a pretty good place to start.
Yeah,
you haven't had much success this half, and all the breaks have gone against you, and then you're going to get a chance maybe to kick it deeper in a fumble or, be back on the 20 or 15-yard line, depending on what happens here.
Right. Now, McGarry, I don't know if he missed that on purpose or he just, happened to keep, get his eye off of the ball. Just didn't strike the ball very well, and it rolled out at the Falcon 30. But he's going to move back to his own 35 and kick it off again, see what happens here. But, but if you possess the speed that the Falcons do, Robert, you might want to run that ball back and make a big play.
You betcha. They have the potential to do that. And the Brahmans have the potential, too, speed-wise, to put them in a deeper position or deeper hole than what they would have been.
Right. Well, McGarry's ready. He's going to kick the ball. It's really high.
It's high. It sure is.
Really taking about on the left hash mark,
Number
about
33.
the 22. He breaks the tackle. He's going to break it up to about the 36 and gets to the 38-yard line. They're going to give him the 39.
That's E.J. Stewart. So they pick up 9 yards on the play. and maybe a wise decision out of the Royal staff, as the kick was just a 5-yard penalty, but they gained 4 basically out of the 5-yard penalty and 4 more yards out of the run back. Well, they only give them 3 yards, 38-yard line.
They're going to move him just outside the 37. We'll call it officially the 38-yard line. Under center is number 3, Vaughn, the 145-pound senior. He gets the bit, going to give it to Tarver. He's going to the right tackle. He breaks the tackle up to the, he's going to give him the 47.5-yard line right at the first down marker. Looks like he's going to have about 10.5, which is going to be enough for the first down. And he does. First down for the Falcons.
Well, watching Wilkerson that time just kind of keyed on him a little bit. At that point, he keyed in on Tarver at the tailback, but in his pursuit to head him off, he over-pursued, and the cut back behind him allowed Tarver to pick up a few more yards.
So the Falcons set up first down and 10 to give us again to Tarver. Going to be stacked up.
That's McGarry in there, and the mailbox. He decided to take a little action over center, and now he was responsible for taking number 40, Tarver, and shoving him back for about a 1-yard loss on the first down play.
Yeah, if McGarity gets hold of you, you're not going anywhere. And, you know, McGarity's a big old boy. He's about 6'1", 6'2", 370 pounds. And, you know, Tarver goes about 5'6", 5'7", maybe 5'8", and he's only weighs 160 pounds. He's a great running back, but once McGarry gets hold of it, you're not going hardly anywhere. Second down.
Well, McGarry's the type that he can take control of the game if he wants to right now.
Right. Second down and about 10.5. Here's the pitch to Tarver coming left. He's got a block. He gets up to the 47, maybe the 48-yard line. They're going to give him about the 47.5-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and about 5 yards.
Well, that one, number 33 for the Falcons, leading the blocking out here, E.J. Stewart. He came close to a holding call. He did keep those hands unwrapped as he was falling down, but to me it looked like at that point he had arms far enough around to keep the defensive man from shucking him and getting off to the play.
Another big play for both teams, for Pewitt to make a stop here to stop this drive, and for the Falcons to try to keep it going.
3rd and 6. Big play, both teams.
Vaughn under center. He's got his fullback and his tailback Tarver back there. Split right. Give us to Tarver again over about the right tackle. He's going to be up close to a first down.
Depends on the spot. They're going to be generous with the spot possibly, and could be a measurement on this one.
They get to that 30.
They're going to give it to him.
To the 42, they're going to get a first down, and that's what's going to happen there. Right on the 42, the middle of the ball's on the 42-yard line.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter, and we'll return after a word from our sponsors. Texas, with the Paul Pewitt Brahmas enjoying a 21-14 lead after 3 quarters. And we're waiting right now for the official clock to wind itself back to 12 minutes. I guess we're trying to sneak 2 seconds off the clock. And there it's reset. And we bringing you this action. Channel 54 is bringing this action as we start the 4th quarter in the Texas Bowl for Class 2A Division I. Donald, here we go with the 4th quarter.
This is it. This is where you win or you lose it. Give it to Tarver, going to the right side, makes a cut, and it's going to be knocked down at the 38.5 yard line. Gain of about 3 or 4 yards, about almost 4 yards on the play. Going to bring up second down and about 7 yards there.
Hercules Tarver coming up off the stack for the Brahmas. Pick up a 4 yards on that play. Is going to get a second down and 6 for the, I guess it's a long 6 for the Falcons at this time.
Yeah, they're going to have to get to about the 32-yard line of the Brahmas to get a first down. They're going to set up with a wide receiver left. They're going to overload on the left side. They got a wing back and their fullbacks that way, and they fake it and come back with Tarver to the right side. He's going to get down to close to first down territory, and maybe even they're going to give him just about the 30.5 yard line. That's going to be enough for another Falcon first down.
McGarry in on the play. Also, number 9, Hercules Tarver, as they get the counter play and snuff it out, but not until after several yards made and moving the sticks to the 30-yard line. And now this is the first time this half that Brookshire has kind of taken command of their offense and driven the ball on the Bulls.
Falcons set up in the same formation with a receiver left, wingman left, and fullbacks offset left to snap. Again, the same exact play. They got a guard pulling out, but he stays on his feet and he fights down to about the 26-yard line. Good job by number 17 for Paul Pewitt to come up and take the lead blocker and then allow his other teammates to come out and make the tackle.
That was Wilkerson on the first initial hit, or making him stretch it out a little further, then followed with James Gilmore making a nice shot on him, and then finished off by several of the Bulls. But right now, again, like in the first half, Tarver's beginning to assert himself and making a no-yard gain into something positive for the Falcons.
Well, he's getting 3 and 4 yards and not 80, so
that helps.
And they're taking time off the clock. Again, under center, they take it and they pitch to Tarver, going to the left side, gets a good block by number 33, trying to get outside. No.
Boyd, the man making the play for the Bulls.
Boyd coming hard up from his safety, coming up from the safety position really hard and forcing the action. Going to bring up third down in about 6 yards.
Five or six. It's somewhere in that neighborhood, but a play that looked like it was going to garner some yardage. Boyd snuffs it out.
Yeah, nice block again there by E.J. Stewart, but again, Boyd come up and made the play.
That's what you need on your defensive side, somebody to step up and snuff out this action at this point.
Vaughn brought the play in himself. He's down to 10 seconds on the play clock. They may not get this off. They got a lot of confusion.
I think they're going to call timeout. They better call timeout.
They may not see it.
3, 2, 1.
Looks like
somebody called timeout from the end position over here.
I believe number 20. So the Falcons are going to take a timeout here with 9:17 left in this football game. The state championship Division I Class 2A final, and the Omaha Paul Pewitt Bulls lead 21-14 over the Falcons.
While we have this timeout, we'll tell you that this telecast is copyrighted by K54CB-TV of Mount Pleasant. Any copying or rebroadcast of this game without written permission from Channel 54, the Pewitt ISD, or the Brookshire Royal ISD is strictly prohibited. However, videotape copies of this or any other game may be obtained by calling Parable Productions at 572-0923. This might be one of those games that some of you fans might want to keep on hand to show your grandkids down the way. And that's at, again, calling Parable Productions at 572-0923 at the conclusion of the season, which would be this game, because this is the championship game. The Texas Bowl Class 2A Division I Big School Championship. Next week, Dangerfield Tigers will be going for the Class 3A Division II Small School state title against the Newton Eagles at Homer Bryce Stadium in Nacogdoches, 3 p.m. next Saturday.
Third down and a long 5. The pitches to Tarver, comes to the right in between the hash marks, and he's not going to be anywhere near close to the first down. He's going to work his way down to about the 23-yard line. That's going to bring up a fourth down and approximately about 4 yards.
Well, they're going to stack him up down here, and they're going to give him fourth down and about 3 to go. A good size 3 to go.
3.5, 4 yards.
Good play for the Brahmas to start action back after that timeout.
Again, Vaughn comes over to the sideline and gets his own play. Coach calls him over there, and he's going to bring it in.
This is the time for the Brahma defense to step up. Big fourth down play right now.
Split left. They're going to have double tight ends. They're going to offset the fullback, make him a wingback on the left side. They're going to take
a double tray coming back this way. That's what I thought they'd call. And he's going to get the first down, I think, just barely, but he does get across the 20. That would have been my call. One of the plays they've done on this drive that has been successful for them is line everybody up strength to the left side and just come back with what we call the double tray. Pull 2 linemen back from the back side, leads you around this side. Tarver, he wasn't, he's not getting 80 yards, but he's getting like 6 or 7 right now on that play.
Right, and if you fall through, you really don't mind it because you're running the clock, and of course they're getting pretty close here. They're down to the Paul Pewitt 18.5-yard line with a first down. So
need to shut them down right now.
Pewitt needs to step up defensively and make a play here, get a negative play.
Come on, Bulls, let's go.
Vaughn's under center. He takes the
double tray again.
And he's got a hold. Nice stop. Hold was stopped up there by number 33 and another Bull. I didn't get his number, Robert.
That's Hercules Tarver, number 9, and number 78, McGarry, from his nose guard position, making nice plays. But again, coming at the expense of about 7 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, and that sure helps your offensive play calling for a coach when you're in 4-down territory and you only have 4 yards to go.
Right, they're set up shop now. Like you said, second down with 4 yards to go from the 13-yard line of the Paul Pewitt Bombers. Vaughn under center. He's got a wide left, 2 tight ends. High backfield fake. He's going to...
Same play 3 times in a row.
Carver again. He stays behind his blocker and gets down to the 5-yard line. Stay behind number 30. Joey Lewis, but Tarver's still down on the turf. He's getting up very slow. Looks like
number 4, Delwyn Johnson around the play. Hercules Tarver also there, as well as Jimmy Wilkerson. So they're making the plays, but slowly but surely the Brookshire Royal Falcons are gaining ground and closing in on that end zone.
Yeah, Thomas Tarver got up a little gingerly there, but you're going to just have to absolutely drag him off the field for him to get out there. So he's back in the I formation behind his fullback, 2 tight ends. We got a wide left. Vaughn takes
funny option, and quarterback keeps it just like he did before. It scores.
Touchdown by number 3 for the Falcons.
That has to be Ivan Vaughn, or Vaughn, the quarterback for the Falcons. So here in the fourth quarter with 6:53 left, Brookshire Royal pulls within 1 of the Brahmas.
Yeah, Vaughn's a 145-pound senior quarterback. Now we'll see what the Falcons are going to do here, Robert. Their kicker got hurt in the first half. He may be back out there, though. That's Willie Sierra. He is all right, evidently. Here's the snap, the kick.
It's blocked.
We can pick it up and go. We got to stop him there.
There it is. And so it's blocked. And so a big break for the Brahmans as now they enjoy a 1-point lead with 6:53 left to go in the game. It's still anybody's ball game, but at least you have a 1-point advantage.
Well, it's the little things, Robert, that come back sometimes. We saw it last week in Dangerfield Roy City game, and now we see it here in the state championship 2A Division I game between the Paul Pewitt Brahmas and the Brookshire Royal Falcons. Now the Falcons still trail by 1 point instead of being tied up with 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in the football game.
Well, they took a lot of time off the clock in that drive. Paul Pewitt now fixing to hopefully enjoy possession of the ball and see if they can control time and make it an ally of theirs instead of 3 and out.
Well, you want to take the ball and control it, or if nothing else, take it down and score. And if you break one, that's fine too. So they'll set up defensively. We'll look for the Falcons kicker to a poochie like he's been doing the whole game. Kick it about the 30, 20 and the 30, and we'll see what he does now. Their kicker's number 32, that's Curtis Thompson. He's a 190-pound junior.
You also have the potential of number 34 being able to kick an onside kick. He's got the angle on it too, so you just have to make sure you guess right. 32 kicking the ball though.
Going to be taken by the Brahmas at the 20. Breaks the tackle out to the left side. Gets up to the 27, 28-yard line.
Number 48 for the Falcons Joseph Davis, number 11, we called his name a bunch. That's Donald Glover around the ball and making the play for the Falcons.
So Hercules Tarver with the kickoff return takes it up to their own
28-yard line.
28-yard line. Well, they're going to set up 1st and 10 as they go to work on offense. You got Johnson and Boyd in the backfield. Wickerson at quarterback. Got a wing right, split left. Snap, fake, and the quarterback still got the ball. He breaks one tackle. He's got him by the leg.
What leg strength and what balance out of Wilkerson.
Great effort, too. And he ended up getting 5 yards when he looked like he should only get 2 or 3. But
they almost give him 6 on this. Watch the stretch right here. They gave him closer to 6 yards than 5 on that one. You're trying to run the ball and run, work on the clock. And when you get a first down play with 6 yards, that really does good to what you're trying to get done here. Well, that helps. Wilkerson's got to be tired. I don't think he's come off the field yet.
Wilkerson under center again. Here's the snap. And it's going to be a Trey. Going to give it to Boyd. Going around the right side. He's got a block. Can he get the corner? He does, and he falls down.
First down. He gets the first down, and that's a great job by the Brahmans.
Another thing, he stayed in bounds. They're going to move. They're going to stop the clock to move the chains, but once they get him set, they're going to start the clock again. The official on the Brahma sideline said, "Keep running that clock," and he said, "Well, hold on. Let's mark it. Let's do this chain."
Well, there's under 6 minutes to go, under half a quarter to go. We're here in the 4th and final quarter of the Texas Bowl Class 2A state championship game.
Yeah, Boyd just tried to make a cut back and stop, and he fell down, which is fine too. He did get the first down and keeps the clock moving. Wilkerson under center, takes the ball, fakes to that fullback or gives to, I don't know who's got the football.
Fullback ended up with it. I think the quarterback wanted to pull it back out. But Johnson has the ball. Wilkerson trying to make sure they didn't fumble it, made sure he had it before he let go of it.
Yeah, I think Johnson just decided he wanted it was his turn. But nonetheless, a positive play, although it only gains about 1 yard. It is moving the ball towards the first down marker and moving the clock down to 0. And we're at about 5 minutes away from the end of this football game with the Falcons 20 and the Brahma Bulls 21. Pewitt comes up, 2nd down and 9. Wilkerson under center, takes the ball, fakes to the fullback. No, he gives to the fullback. He breaks it. He's gone from the 50 to the 40. He's to the 20, the 10. Touchdown Bulls! Touchdown Paul Pewitt.
What a deal! 27 to 20 right now. 4:47 left to go in the game, and a big touchdown run. Not sure how many yards right off, Andrew. Remember where it was?
It was not really. It's about a 60-yard run there.
We're just giving close to 60 yards on it as I lost track of the
the ball was on the 40, Robert.
So 60 yards, and that's what we talked about a few minutes ago. It'd be nice to score one. If you don't, control the clock, and at this point, you're going to force them to go for 2 if they do score. 4:47 left to go here in the 4th quarter, and the track meet has started back up again. 60-yard run by number 33, Ben Johnson.
We saw Johnson take the ball from Tarver the play before. Here's the kick. It's up and it is through and good. That makes a score 28 for Paul Pewitt and 20 for the Falcons. We have 4:47 left in the football game, and all the Paul Pewitt fans are up, shaking their shakers and really giving their kids the support that they solely deserve.
Well, this game's far from over. Thomas Tarver is not out of the game, and anytime he gets a chance to touch the ball, he is going to make some things happen. Right now, the Paul Pewitt defense just needs to make sure whatever he does to make it happen is in short yardage.
Right, exactly. So
28 to 20, you're going to turn their hand whenever it comes down. If they do score, they're going to have to go for the 2-point conversion.
Exactly. There's no choice. There's no decision to be made. You got to go for 2.
That's right. And in Texas high school football, there is no tie games. You're going to do it in overtime. If that happens, that will take place with both teams getting possession on a 25-yard line, and you just keep going until somebody outlasts the other one.
So now you'd like to see McGarry, number 78, the nose guard, and also the kicker.
On the kickoffs, anyway.
Actually,
right now,
they're going to have a different kicker this time, Robert. It's going to be number 44, isn't it?
Jarvis Hill, who kicks the points after. He looks like he's the one teeing the ball up. McGarry might just be leg weary right now. He's been out on the field for defense for quite a bit of time on that last drive by the Falcons.
Have officials timeout on the field, Robert. I'm not sure what for, but we'll see.
Well, they don't have to do that conference like they used to do when you started looking at penetrations and yardage, first down, so you can kind of make an adjustment as to your offensive or defensive philosophy and how to pull the ball game out.
So as Paul Pewitt tees it up to kick it off here, again, I just don't feel like we need to kick it to Tarver to reduce the chance of a big play. Maybe you pop it up because they, and just try to get them to fair catch it somewhere and get inside. Anything inside the 30, I think right now would be a good kickoff.
Well, right now the holdup in the action is because we have several fans tasting the possibility of a championship right here are down close to the end zone, and they're trying to move everybody back out of the end zone, back to the stands or back to the sidelines so they don't interfere with the play. And once that happens, then we'll resume the action. Number 44, Jarvis Hill, lined up to kick the ball for the Brahmas.
Thomas Tarver deep, number 40 for the Falcons. They squib kick it. They grip it at the 32. He's coming right. He comes back, gets to about the 39-yard line. 7-yard return by number 48. That is Joseph Davis.
57 for the Brahmas down there. Happens to be Brad Culpepper. He's in on the action. A couple other of the Brahma Bulls also down there. But you definitely wanted to keep it out of Tarver's hand. They did. First down and 10, Brookshire on the 39-yard line. They're on 39-yard line with 4:38 left in the game.
Vaughn comes in. They've got a single lone back in the backfield, and that's Tarver. Here's the pitch to Tarver coming right. He's at the 40. Breaks the tackle, gets up to about the 43, maybe the 44-yard line. They're going to give him the 44.
Wilkerson and Hill both in on the tackle. Keeps him in bounds, keeps the clock rolling. Right now, time is your ally. Pick up a 5 yards, approximately 5 yards. And that's not, you can get it in 5-yard segments, but you just try to see if you can keep 4 minutes running off the clock here.
Right, and try to keep Mr. Tarver, getting those 4 or 5 yards instead of, 50 or 55. So Vaughn's under center. He's got 2 receivers left. Here's the fake pitch and the counter left, and there's nowhere to go. Tarver's brought down in the backfield for a loss of about 2 yards.
That was a double trade to the other side. They hadn't had as much success back to that side as they have this side. And a loss of 2 is going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7 for the Falcons with 3.5 minutes to go here in the ball game.
This could be a big play right here, Robbie. You got 3.5 minutes left in the football game. And the Falcons got a big 3rd down and 7 yards.
Bend but don't break.
And it looks like they may take a timeout, think about this, make sure they get it right, and they will. That's going to be their second charge timeout of the second half. That's going to leave them with 1.
Well, right now, the Paul Pewitt fans, and there's a bunch of them filling the stands on the far side. They're enjoying a 28-20 lead with 3 minutes and 23 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. And what a turnaround from the first half when it looked like they were about out of gas. The spark plugs weren't firing at the same time. And what a tune-up at halftime that the Paul Pewitt Brahmas have had. They have come out and really glistened and rose to the occasion in the second half. And whatever adjustments that Coach Bickham had, the players listened to and have executed well here in the second half.
Right, and I'm sure he challenged them to play a lot better in the second half than they actually did in the first half. And they have really came out and done that well, Robert. They defensively, they've really done a good job. Now, we've given up a touchdown, but, instead
they had to earn it instead of give it to them.
Exactly. They had to pound the ball down the field instead of having a big play.
Or 20 yards is all the series they had to have like they did in the first half for their first score.
So
big play coming up, both teams.
3rd down and 7 for the Falcons. They're going to have twin receivers left. Got a tight end right with the wingman. Tarver in the backfield. Here's the fake pitch. The fake to him. He's got pressure on him to throw. He's got a man wide open. He's caught at he's going to get knocked out at about the
27-yard line.
27-yard line. The catch was made by number 88 for the Falcons. And that is Andy Leahy. Oh, nice throw there by Vaughn as he completes the first down play. Like we talked about, that was a big play there, and it gives him first down.
A lot of yardage on that play gained. That puts him closer with only 3 minutes and 14 seconds left. Plus, also, he's out of bounds, so play clock stops no matter what. And just saves him a few seconds here in this drive.
Look for Carver to get the football again here, and it's going to happen. He's going left. He's got a lane, looks like. He cuts back to the 20-yard line, so he's going to get about 7 yards on the play. That's going to bring up second down and short for the Falcons.
Well, that was a big play for Brookshire, and they hadn't thrown. That's probably the first pass of the second half, maybe by both teams. I don't remember any other any passes this half.
Well, they did a good job of using, they've been running that counter tray, as you say, and they faked the counter tray and threw out of it. So it's second down in about 3.5.
I think they toss sweep this way.
There it is, coming right, got a blocker, cuts it back up, gets into about the 16-yard line.
That'll be enough for a first down.
Should be enough for a first down, yep. They have a player down as officials ask for stoppage of the clock. Number 4 is helped up.
First down.
First down for the Falcons inside the 20-yard line, down to the 15.5-yard line of the Pewitt Brahmas. And the Falcons are quickly out of the huddle. Vaughn brings his troops to the line of scrimmage.
Defense needs to toughen up. Right now it could be the counter tray back this way.
Back to the right side. That's exactly what it is. Nothing special, but it's going to get down to about the 7-8-yard line. It's going to bring up second down and short again, Robert.
He is not getting up very easily this time, and if they call timeout for him at this time, he's going to have to come out of the game. But they don't. They let him just get up slowly. He moves back to the huddle slowly. He probably has not been pounded quite like this most of the season.
I don't know exactly how many carries he's got, but it's got to be, I would think, 40 anyway. Up to maybe even quite a bit more than that. I don't know how many offensive plays that the Falcons have run. But Vaughn brings them under center. Second and short. Here's the give to
lead.
Carver. He gets down to about we're going to mark the ball at the 5-yard line.
Johnson comes in, makes a nice play, knocks him off balance. Comes just sprinting into the side, from the side, beats a block. Didn't get there in time to wrap up, but he knocked his legs out from under him. And so a first and goal from the 5-yard line for the Brookshire Royal Falcons. And what a game this has been for a championship game. This has been quite a contest between two good teams.
Under a minute and a half left in the ball game. If you're Paul Pewitt and you stop them right here, that's the ball game. But 5 yards to go, and they got Carver, and they're going to fake it. The quarterback's running for it, and he's going to score.
That's the third time they've run that play to score on. Fake the option and just cut it all the way back against the grain. So with 1 minute and 14 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter, the Brookshire Royal Falcons pull within 2, and so you know they're going for 2 right at this point. And it's going to be up to the Brahma defense to stop them from 3 yards out. Paul Pewitt decides to call timeout, see what kind of defense they want to get into right now, because there's 2 plays I think I'd run. One is the counter tray that they've been successful with back to the right. The other is to run the option with the quarterback and cut it back against the grain. And he's just pretty much been able to walk into the end zone for 5 yards, for the 10 yards the first carry, and I think the other 2 have been about 5 yards.
Yeah, you just want to plead with your defense right now. Actually, we played, hundreds of plays during the season, and it comes down to 1, Robert. It really does. Just, if they get 2, that's fine. We'll go into overtime and get our chances at that. But if we make 1 play right here, that could be the state championship, not just the ball game. It could be the state championship for these Brahmas.
And I think that's why they call timeout. They realize what's riding right here. I mean, both teams could be somewhat physically worn out. They've been beating on each other for 3 quarters plus about 11 minutes, and nothing's been settled. 28-26 right now, and we know that we're going to look at a 2-point conversion.
Well, Tarver, I watched him after the play, Robert, and he's been over, and he's
trying to find some oxygen around there, is he?
All his energy's out there on the field, and yet he comes cracking back out like the
the fans from both teams are on their feet. The adrenaline's flowing for both teams down there, and it's a matter of who executes better, defense or offense.
Here we go. 2-point conversion for the Falcons to tie the football game with 1 minute and 14 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Under center. Vaughn takes it around. He won't get it.
Score! And the Brahmins hold them up, and all they have to do is kill a minute and 14 seconds here in the last quarter. That play got stopped before it got started. What a great defensive play.
You talked about in the earlier part of the fourth quarter about McGarry taking the game over. He just stepped up. He said, I'm the man. I'm going to make a play right here to keep my team in the lead.
And that one didn't even have a chance to develop. I don't know what it's going to be. It looked like maybe the option run down there. But the quarterback was corralled after 2 or 3 steps. And what a play by the defense. And that's still not over. 28-26. The Falcons only have 1 timeout. So this could be, that could have been the ball game, because if they can run 1 play, they'll get the timeout. They're going to be able just to run 2 more plays and kill 50 seconds. So that would be 4th down, and you have less than 30 seconds in the game.
I think you look for the onside kick here, though. You got to get the ball.
You know you look for the onside kick.
But it looked like McGarry just was not blocked. I think it's just plain and simple he was not going to be denied, and that was a fantastic play by that man.
Well, the good hands people got to be in there right now, and you see all the offensive backs and receivers out here. You don't see any big linemen.
You see Wilkerson over here to the closest to us right by the 50-yard line.
We see number 44. He's getting ready. They're going to do the hop. That's all they've got to have is 4 people just to the right of the kicker, and they're going to wad up over there, and you can just see them. And it's the two bounce hop if they can get it. 1 high hop. It's in the air. Who's got the ball?
Got the ball.
The official heads in, and they signal Brahman ball. And that's 1 minute and 11 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter with 1 timeout left by the Falcons. And the Brahmins, they certainly don't want to call timeout, and they don't want to run out of bounds. They want to make sure that clock still moves.
Well, they'll take over on the 46-yard line, and they've got 1 minute and 11 to get off that clock. They may need 1 first down because the Falcons do have 1 timeout left.
It's not time to celebrate yet. The fat lady might be warming the voice up, but she ain't started cranking out any tunes yet.
Well, you can't be fighting over the ball now. If Wilkerson doesn't give it to Johnson, he's got to let it go. But look for something just quick, something safe. Just keep running Johnson.
They're going to run in a power I formation.
They may just try to down it here. They're just going to down the ball.
Well, they need to do something action-wise because they're going to call a timeout quickly, and that's going to force you to have to. That's going to force you to have to punt the ball if you keep like this. So you're going to have to get up slow off the ball. That's 34 seconds, 3 plays. I guess you might be able to run 34 seconds, 30 seconds because you're going to run the play. Then they got to spot the ball. Then they got to mark the ball. And that's going to take maybe 10 seconds. Even if you run it and stretch it out a little bit, take some time so that everybody gets up slowly and methodically, get back to the huddle, let them spot it. And I think at this point, you can probably, barring any mistakes, find that Paul Pewitt, 3 times to the state semifinals and finals in the last 5 years, and they've come away as the lady in waiting, I guess if you call it, when 1 year against Goldthwait, and then they were in the Final Four the year before that and lost to Schulenburg, who was the eventual state champions. And now they might have gotten over the hump and pulled a state title back to Morris County. And we'll find out with the next minute and 4 seconds hold for us.
Wilkerson's under center, and they got real tight splits. They're just side by side. He's going to take the ball, step back. He's going to run some time off.
That's right, and run.
And he's just going to nail down it. And that's not, that's not unfortunate.
That's wise.
He's just trying to get some time off the clock because he needed a little bit of extra seconds. Because when they spot the ball, it's going to be 3rd down. And,
so we have 25 seconds to go from now. It's going to make it around the 20-second mark.
Yeah, 19 seconds. They'll have to snap it about 20 seconds left in the football
That will
game.
be the last snap because then it's 25 seconds after that. So that is the ball game with 1 more snap, barring any mistakes out of the Paul Pewitt offense.
Well, they've got their fullback and wingback all tight so they can just get on the ball and just step down. They don't even need to...
Just get down right there.
There it is.
And that'll be the ball game. 18 seconds left. And the championship for the Class 2A Division I big school will go to the Paul Pewitt Brahmas following a 28-26 all you could ask for state championship game here at Hurst, Euless, Bedford, Texas. And there it is, 2-1. State champions, 1998, Paul Pewitt Brahmas. We'll return with wrapping up this contest following these words from our sponsors.
And his team also our congratulations.
game you just witnessed for the state championship of Class 2A Division I, the big school Texas Bowl, as they call it now, and it's kind of leaves me wordless, and that's kind of hard to do. But it was a great matchup between two great teams, speed on speed, and it just boiled down to a two-point conversion with 1 minute and 14 seconds left in the game to determine the outcome of this championship game. Going back and rehashing the scoring, in the first quarter, it looked like a track meet there for a little bit. It took them a while to get going, but with 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the first quarter, Ivan Vaughn, the quarterback for the Brookshire Royal Falcons, fakes the option and cuts back across the grain and scores from 10 yards out. They missed the extra point. It's 6-0 in favor of Brookshire Royal. Well, it only took 18 seconds for the Paul Pewitt Brahmins to answer as a 69-yard run by Kenny Boyd and the PAT by Jarvis Hill puts Paul Pewitt ahead 7-6. Well, on the first play, following the touchback on the kickoff, 80 yards later, Thomas Tarver puts the Falcons back ahead at 12-7, and a two-point conversion by Thomas Tarver as he ran it over, gave a 14-7 lead for the Falcons. And so many opportunities that the Brahmas gave the Falcons in the first half, only to be down 14-7, was a blessing in itself. And then at halftime, whatever went through all the coaches' halftime speeches and adjustments, the Brahmas came out looking more like the team that we've seen, and maybe just some confidence building that they had coming into the second half. The first drive they took a long ways down. They didn't score, but they took it all the way down to the 5-yard line and missed on a fourth down play by about half a yard. On the first play following that goal line stand by the Falcons, Thomas Tarver, probably one of the few times that he has lost the handle on the ball this year. He fumbles it at the 5-yard line, and Boyd picks it up and returns it 5 yards for a quick touchdown. Probably thought they deserved it on the drive, but they get it on the turnover, and they kick the extra point and tie it up at 14-14. That's with 7:04 to go in the third quarter. About 5 minutes later, a drive by the Paul Pewitt Brahmas results in a touchdown of 3 yards by Wilkerson on a quarterback sneak, and that's at 2:14 of the third quarter. The point after by Jarvis Hill is good, and so Paul Pewitt enjoyed a 21-14 lead. That's all the scoring in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, with 6:53 left, a 5-yard run again by the quarterback, Ivan Vaughn. The kick was blocked. Another defensive gem by the special efforts of the defensive team assigned to come in and block extra points, as somebody got their mitts on it and knocked it backwards and snuffed out the extra point. And so it was 21-20 in favor of the Paul Pewitt Brahmas. Again in the fourth quarter, with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left, Ben Johnson rips one for about 60 yards, and the point after is good, giving a 28-20 lead for the Brahmas. And here in the fourth quarter, fairly comfortable lead. But the Falcons never say die, and that's the reason they are probably in the state finals also. They march it down, and with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in the game, a 5-yard run by the quarterback, again, Ivan Vaughn. He makes the score 28-26, and you know the two-point conversion's coming. Following a timeout by the Brahmas, they come out, and before the play really even had a chance to develop, McGarry comes in and wraps up the quarterback, drops him for about a 2-yard loss, and so 28-26 in favor of the Brahmas. And then the onside kick, not sure who came up with the ball, but the Brahmas had the ball. No more timeouts for the Falcons, and they were able to run 1 minute and about 4 seconds off the clock, and the state championship trophy now belongs to the Paul Pewitt Brahmas and Morris County. The only thing we could ask more than that is possibly Dangerfield next week coming home with the state trophy also, and what a day that would be, or what a thing that would be for state champions to come out of the same county in the state of Texas. Donald, your thoughts on the game?
You know, we talked about having the current number one and previous number one, or preseason number one ranked teams meeting here for the state championship, and it was all it was cracked up, you know, that everybody made it out to be. 28-26, it was in question until the last second, and it was fantastic speed on speed And you got to give credit to the Brahma kids and also to the Brahma head coach and staff. They went in, made some adjustments, got their kids focused on the task at hand, and really came out and played a fantastic second half. Thomas Tarver for the Brookshire Royal Falcons.
Young man has a bright future somewhere playing college ball.
We don't know exactly how many times he touched the football, how many carries he had, but we would venture to say over 40. And he's probably a big reason why they're there. And he gained over 3,000 yards, and he got his yards tonight. But Pewitt in the second half allowed him to get maybe 3, 4, 5-yard bursts, but nothing like the 80-yard run he had in the first half. And I think maybe that was the key, and their defense started stepping up, and their offense just controlled the ball and got some points on the board. Fantastic job. Congratulations to Paul Pewitt, state champs.
That's a great job. It was a fantastic game. Again, early on, you thought that Paul Pewitt just wasn't firing on all cylinders, and they were just lucky to be down 14-7 at half. And then they came out in the second half, and that first drive, I think, established some confidence in their game again, confidence in themselves, and it really looked like it turned the tide. And, of course, that fumble kind of broke the spirit maybe of the Brookshire Royal team as a quick, easy touchdown from 5 yards out. Don't even have to run any offensive plays, and they tie the ball game up. And that was after a good drive, which, I think that just goes to play in the hands of the Paul Pewitt Brahmas. Is you just gain a lot of confidence.
Right, you just got to keep playing. Like they had the 5-yard punt in the first half, and they had some things that they don't normally do characteristically as a Brahma team go against them, and they just kept their heads up and kept fighting through it.
Well, right now I'd like to thank the Hurst-Euless Bedford Independent School District and Pennington Field for the hospitality that they presented to us here for both games today, and we just feel like they went out of their way to make it special for us. And we also like to thank our sponsors, which are McKellar's Medicine Chest Pharmacy of Mount Pleasant, Gladewater National Bank, the Omaha branch, Roswell Feeds of Omaha, B&L Tire of Omaha, Morris County National Bank of Naples, S-Mart of Omaha, Frederick G. Sperry, the DDS Dentist of Omaha, Gray's Marine of Omaha, Ray Thigpen Insurance of Omaha, Brahma Foods of Omaha, First National Bank of Hugh Springs, the Omaha office, John Paul Jones Motors of Naples, Duncan's Furniture of Omaha, and Freddie's Auto Repair of Omaha. Well, we thank those sponsors, and if you get a chance, you ought to go by and thank them too, as they made this telecast possible for the state championship game for the Morris County Paul Pewitt Brahmas. And what a season, what a way to end your season. I know they've been there before, and they're there again. This time they bring the big trophy home. And so I'm Robert Taylor along with Donald Klein, and we'll see you next year with Paul Pewitt football. Maybe we'll get a chance to get it here on Channel 54. So until then, so long, and congratulations to the Paul Pewitt Brahmas.